You have had quite the past few months, my friend.
The SEMA sensation.
I had told Jeremy and Phil specifically, I was like, hey, we got to go see this truck in person. I'd seen some pictures now that it was done.
I'll be honest.
I was
bitching a little bit because Josh made us walk all the way back. They parked the Battle of the Builders thing. They got to move that, dude.
They did move it. They moved it far away.
Further away. And Josh insisted. He said it was going to be worth our while. He did not disappoint.
Just trying to get started, where to go, how to learn this stuff. It was very secretive and kept to yourself kind of thing. And after seeing that last night, it's like, this is the group of people I need to be hanging out with. Like, this is what it's about. Everyone in that room was talking to each other, having a good time with each other. It wasn't, you know, having egos and everything. It wasn't there.
That truck right there, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's better than a lot of things that are out there. So there's two approaches with debuting that. It's either you could walk in like Conor fucking McGregor and be like, fuck you, you old motherfuckers. There's a new sheriff in town, right?
What Josh would have been.
Yeah. There's the Josh. Or there's the like, dude, you walk in and you let the truck speak for itself.
You're listening to another episode of Oil and Whiskey. This week, we have Thomas Dickerson. Thomas Speed Engineering Design. There's a lot in that name.
Yeah.
Technically, it's Thomas Design Performance Engineering, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Where'd the speed come in? Said it.
I added it.
You added it?
Yeah, I added it. It wasn't in there.
You're freestyling.
I was freestyling.
Okay. Might sound a little bit better.
Thomas Design.
On the Instagram, that would be thomas.performance.engineering, correct?
Yep.
Look at that
It's
right
easy
there.
enough.
Pull it right up that everybody can see. You have had quite the past few months, my friend.
The SEMA sensation. 2025 SEMA sensation.
First of all, thanks for coming up. You came down from God's country, my neck of the woods.
It's coming up.
From Georgia.
Up.
Huh?
You said you came down.
Yeah, he came on up. He came up. It's a pleasure to have you. You've burst onto the scene. I wouldn't say burst on the scene. You did. However, this is all a compliment that I'm about to say.
Cherish this.
You have quite possibly a larger marketing, PR, propaganda arm for your company than just about anybody else in this industry. Large corporations. Hell, Roadster Shop doesn't have the marketing that you have. The amount of people
campaigning for him.
Campaigning for you in this truck. I mean, the last year before it was even finished, like, you guys need to check this out. I'm honestly, so many people have talked about, more people have talked to us about this truck being built than just about any other build out there. And it to a point where it was kind of like, all right, you know, we're going to see it, right? And at SEMA, you know, we're doing our judging and stuff like that. I had told Jeremy and Phil specifically, I was like, hey, we got to go see this truck in person. I'd seen some pictures now that it was done. Everybody had been talking about it. And then at SEMA, I'm still getting texts. Hey, you got to check. I promise we're going to go check it out, right? We're going to check it out.
Yep.
So we made a special trip that morning to go look at it.
I'll be honest.
I was
bitching a little bit because Josh made us walk all the way back. They parked the Battle of the Builders thing. They got to move that, dude.
They did move it. They moved it far away.
Further away. Yeah. And it's first thing in the morning. You're hurting a little bit at that point from a late night of, behaving yourself. Yeah. And Josh insisted. And he said it was going to be worth our while. He did not disappoint. You were not lying, dude. It was
I said it should be
impressive. As
much people have talked about this. And then you always get that, too, when people are talking about a vehicle beforehand. And then when it's at SEMA, you can kind of tell sometimes by the amount of people that have said something after they've seen it, right? Mm-hmm. It's one thing to pump and hype something before the debut, and then after it's debuted, if it's Wednesday or Thursday, and like 10 people come and be like, oh my God, did you go see so-and-so's vehicle, right? That thing's amazing. And like 4 people, you're like, this thing's probably pretty cool. If no one's talking about it and it's one of those ones that's on your list, you're like, hey, I want to go see this. And you ask somebody, hey, did you go see that? Oh, no, I haven't seen that. Oh, hey, did you go see that? Yeah, I think so. I don't remember. Then you're like, oh, if nobody remembers it, it might not be that good. But everybody kept hyping it. It's like, man, as many people are talking about this thing, it's got to be good, right? But you're also psyching yourself up. You're like, man, we're kind of on the hook now for as many people have said, hey, have you go seen that? I'm going to have to at one point say, yes, we did. And then if it's not good, what do you say, right? So then you're kind of like, well, this thing better be good.
I would assume you were more worried about it not being good for what I was going to say to you.
Oh yeah, 100%. I was way worried
Josh
about
stuck
that.
his neck out there
I
for
did,
you, dude.
because I don't usually do that.
If it sucked,
I'd
he
usually
was
have-
going to hear about it.
I would have generally, if time would have allowed full transparency, I would have gone and seen it by myself first, and then acted like I hadn't
Just
seen
sort
it,
of vet it.
and then tell him we need to go look at this, because I was, if that truck would have had some problems, I would have been shredded because of it. Like, you telling me you came over here with this? We wasted our time to come over here and look at this. You're stupid. How have you
15 fucking minutes
How-
of mine that you
How have you made it in this industry this long with such a poor eye? I cannot believe you told me. Yeah, but all kidding aside, great fucking job, honestly.
Yeah, great job. And it honestly, it speaks to your character that you got that many people out there that were sort of going to bat for you. Because if you were an asshole, nobody would have said anything.
yeah.
But, obviously, I've met you a handful of times here and there. We've talked at some shows, and definitely a hell of a nice guy. But that's important, man. That goes a long way in this industry.
What, your attitude and the way you carry yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Josh got by on skill because attitude and the way he carries himself.
Boy, this is the way this one's going to go
Nothing.
today, huh? You came on one of those days,
When
just
was
so
the
you know.
last-
Front row seat.
Yeah.
We've been off a little. We didn't do a podcast last week, did we?
No, we didn't.
Yeah,
Just
so it's
PRI
building.
week.
It's building up.
Yeah, there's a
That's
lot
what
of tension building up.
Got to get it out.
Yeah. A really killer job. You did a great job on Instagram, kind of, following along the build and campaigning that truck. And like Jeremy said, it's a testament more to you and your attitude that many people were going out of their way and sticking their neck on the out on the line to, commend you and the truck and say, you got to check this thing out. You got to check this thing out. So it did what it needed to do and then some. And yeah, I mean, we literally we walked up. Usually it's one of those like quick things like, oh, we saw it, see a few things, but we spent some time there and just every little detail, you uncovered. It was like, man, he did that right too.
Yep.
Damn, he did that. Didn't miss there either.
What I thought was interesting is going up and seeing the truck. You wouldn't have known if that could have been a classic car studio build. It could have been a Kindig build. You checked all the boxes, man. I mean, it's got all the makings of a very high-end professional build. It's just got it going on, dude.
Yeah.
It's hats off to you. Very nicely done, well executed front to back.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, coming off of the Shelby build, I mean, that was the first one I did. Y'all might have saw that in 21. And kind of my goal coming back from SEMA that year was I just wanted to do something that was completely just different. Like, sometimes I think the young guns that show up, it might be like a one-shot wonder. It's like, is he going to stay in this or is he going to just vanish kind of thing? And so I fortunately have two really good parents who are obviously my parents, but mentors, helping me kind of grow. And, I really wanted to push myself out of the boundary and make it to where the truck would kind of help solidify my place in the career for this industry and stuff. So that was the whole goal kind of for this truck. And obviously, I mean, it's phenomenal hearing y'all's compliments from it. So I'm glad there weren't too many negative ones, but
No, there's no negative. Take me through. It's interesting. It just, as you're saying that, it popped in my head. I'd be interested with this on your take and a couple of other guys that we'll talk to again and have their take. So you come out. You're kind of your first debut to the scene is via the Young Guns, right? Battle of Builders, Young Guns. I think they do a great job of showcasing you guys and giving you a platform that would be just about unobtainable any other way unless that was there. And it's taken some years to get that to where it's at, and the quality of the Young Guns, younger guys. Young Guns is that thing, but younger people, man and woman, building the quality's come up, so it makes it a little easier. Probably some stuff that needs to be done on a competition against other stuff or whatever. But regardless of that, after you do that the first time, right, and people know you by name and you do it, coming back again, like you said, you need to make sure that you're not a one-hit wonder. You've got to back it up, like you can do it. But at what point are you no longer a young gun anymore? Kat, is it just an age thing, or is it now you're kind of like, what's that? What's your headspace on it? And I don't think there's a right or wrong answer, but is there a time where you're like, okay, I'm
a pro.
I'm a pro, so I'm not. And there's pro young guns, but that's like an age thing.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of a platform that you get.
I think, I mean, just flat out with young guns on how their stuff works. So now that I've won it, I'm not allowed to compete in it again. So, but I think for kind of just with my age being 26 years old right now, I think I'd still consider myself a young gun, but I wouldn't put myself in that situation just out of the respect for other young guys that want to compete in other awards, whether that's at Good Guys or Triple Crown or stuff like that. And so, like, I still want to consider myself a young gun just for the mentoring aspect. I got a couple of students at Athens Tech where I went to school for, and trying to encourage them, but also other students who might be at other technical colleges and they hear young gun, they might be like, hey, look, Thomas is doing this truck, that kind of thing. So I think just for that aspect, that would be my only thing. I would like to hold on to young gun at least until probably 29. I think that's it. You're moving on. And I think at this point with the truck, I have a solid build coming in next. And so I think realistically after this truck, I'm kind of moved out of the young gun officially, if you want to call it. So
yeah, it's just interesting to think about. It's something we haven't talked about a lot. I mean, you look at sports wise, you've got college football, you got a college career, to make your name.
Yep.
Then you come into the NFL and you're a pro, but you get one rookie year, right?
Yeah.
So you're a rookie, your rookie year.
Yeah.
Like after that, it's kind of like,
it's real.
Yeah. You always said I was just as good as the big guys, and now I'm in the NFL. Well, yeah, now you are. So you better be just as good. It's one of those things of like there's not a ramp up. It's you come in, you get a young guns, whether it's SEMA or Good Guys platform. It's like, all right, these are the younger guys. The quality needs to be what the quality is, but at the same time, it's like, all right, we're segregating these guys to take a look at them. Look at them in the vein of this is their first build or their second build. They're younger coming in.
Yeah.
Then it's like, all right, boom, you win that. Now it's not. Now it's after that. It's like, all right, now you're a pro.
Yeah.
Like, so compete. That's a different.
You've sort of been drafted. You're in the big leagues now.
Yeah. So you're
part of it.
This is your rookie year.
Yeah.
Next year you're a pro.
Yeah,
like
I gotta hang with them now. Yeah.
It's what was your headspace? What was your thoughts? Past the thrash of getting the thing done and making sure it was there, but when on your way out there, the flight or the drive, or you're going through the stuff, like what's your thoughts? What are you thinking about? Is it stuff you got to finish when you get there? Is it like I did the best I could, or man, there's like 15 things I wish I would have done this? Everybody's different.
For me, I mean, I was putting the truck together basically up to the last minute of us putting it in the trailer.
No way.
I had
So you are a pro.
Yeah,
then.
I'm a pro.
He is a pro.
I'm part of the club now, but yeah. I put the core support on the cover, not the whole core support cover, the coolant and all that stuff, topping that off, making sure everything's good because we drove it around and stuff, and then like literally within an hour, it's going in the trailer, strapping it down, getting the cover on it, and we're hitting the road. But I think for me going out there, it was a little bit mixed because I couldn't find a spot with a booth, and so that was my biggest issue, was just not finding a spot. And so I applied for HRA, and 3 months later I got accepted. And so and I think it was August or September early, I basically found out that I'd gotten that spot, and so I'd be outside with all those guys. And these, HRA mainly picks pro builders. This was the first year that they told me that they had a young gun, quote unquote, in their corral outside for HRA. And so I mainly wanted to do HRA just for the aspect of being part of it, because that's a big deal. And then also I get my truck out there. If the truck got picked for young guns or top 40, because they had to pick 10 young guns to make up the top 40, then the truck would be moved inside, and I'd be inside for the rest of the week competing. And so that was kind of my whole mindset going out there, was that. But I don't think I would have wished I got more drive time on the truck before we left out there. That was my main thing. We'll touch on that ride height thing in the back later, but
People listen to this shit.
You gotta forget.
But
Yeah.
there's a reason why. But
He's got a grudge. A little bigger than I am too. It's bigger in person.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
But I think mainly I wish I would have gotten a little bit more time just driving the truck. I mean, out at SEMA when we unloaded it for HRA to do the interview and the photo shoot, I got a little bit of time driving it, and I don't think I have any regrets really about it. I mean, there's a few things obviously that need to get taken care of. We had subs that go under the seats; those didn't get put in because it was like that's not a critical thing right now. They need to
and
go on the shelf.
those thrash hours, you sort of got to make the decision of if you got to cut something off.
Hey guys, why aren't you putting the windshield in? We got to get these subs in. Well,
Kind of need a windshield.
the windshield's gotta go.
Yeah.
We've been there before. You're like, dude, what are you doing? Like, it can go without the, I don't know, like dynamite
Glove box liner.
Yeah.
behind the seat.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. Let's
Other than a few
put the door
things-
on.
yeah.
We need door. It needs
Front
doors.
end's on.
It needs doors.
Yeah. Other than a few things like that, my main like critical things just going out the show was like I wanted the paint and body stuff. The body lines need to line up perfectly the way I had it in body work, and that was like my main thing because I body worked the hell out of the truck. I wanted everything sharp. I wanted everything crisp, and that was mainly just to impress the people coming to look at. Because I mean, I haven't seen another young gun take a truck to this level as far as the body work, and so that was like I really want to make sure that stands out. And so for me, that was the main thing. And like I said, other than just driving it some more, I think that would have been my main regret prior to SEMA. But you know how it goes. I mean, I built that whole truck by myself, and so it was just a thrash. After I heard about HRA and getting accepted, it was literally I think mid-September until we loaded it. I was burning 110-hour weeks just straight, Saturday, Sunday included, and we'll get into it later, but we bought a shop and I've been renovating that, and so I put that stuff on hold and it's like we gotta get this truck done. This is gonna do more for me where I'm at in my career right now. We need to get that done and get it out the show and see what happens. So
It's that work-life balance, and right there.
shoot, you don't have that. Throw that in the trash.
There we go.
Come on, I thought that's what it was all about.
No.
You mentioned the body work and paint being on point after you body worked it. That if you body worked it and painted it, like it just goes back together exactly the way it was in body work.
I wish.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
if it doesn't, you're doing something wrong.
Right. He's not a professional yet. When you get to the professional level, dude, they do. It's like
They just go.
the panels you'll see as you get to the
Perfect
panels,
fit.
they just fall right on like the
Perfect fit.
fenders.
Never even have to do any alignment.
unbelievable.
Yeah. We've never had a door grow by an inch after paint.
No.
Like never.
I've checked Chevelle fenders to make sure they weren't Camaro fenders when we were reassembling. Because you're like, there's no way that's the
Something's not
fender
fit
that we
right.
fucking bodyworked this car with.
And
Whatever happens, it is a absolute mystery, and everybody will tell you that.
everybody out there listening is going to get this exaggerated reference, but the more you finger fuck that thing, and the more perfect and the more sharper, and that time that you gun sight that side, right before you're about to put sealer on, and you're like, it doesn't get any better. Like that line to that line to that line to that line, boom, that all this hard work is paying off. The harder you go there, as soon as it's blown apart, coated, rubbed on, color sanded, polished, buffed, you go and start putting it back. The harder you went from the first side, the worse it's going to fit on that back side. It always happens that way. The more work that you put in on making, and then the ones where you're like, it's the fifth car for the customer. You're building him 3 nice show cars, and he's like, I just want building this for my wife. We're not going to do much paint and body. You're like, all right, we're going to spot in that door. We're going to do this. It's a good little. No time and effort put into it, short of making it right, and the door falls out of the booth into place, lined up. Yeah. Like, you're like,
it's an anomaly, man. But what you're saying, the more time you spend, you're chasing perfection at that point. So you're more in tune with trying to make it flawless.
Yeah, that zoom lens goes in.
Yeah, it's just going to get more and more difficult to get it assembled and gapped and flush and like the panel alignment.
But you shouldn't have. If you're matching up 2 lines, and again, I'm going on this because there's people out there that are maybe hanging the door right now that are fighting with it, or have just done it, or about to do it. If you've got a fender or door that has 2 peaks, right, 2 horizon lines that are super sharp. You got this one and you got this one, same distance apart on both panels, right?
Yeah.
And they're perfectly square and they're perfectly lined up.
Different.
And somehow when it goes after bodywork and paint and polish, it goes back together, and it's grown a half inch in between the panels. Like, that can't happen. Like, they don't get taller. Like, how did it get taller? And then, I mean, I don't care if you drill it, pin it, label the shim stacks, weld the shim stacks, machine shim stacks. These are only going this. You put all that back together exactly like it was, pin everything exactly like it was.
Yeah, and I thought that was kind of the trick.
And then you
you did all the things.
I pinned everything.
I measure and mill thickness. You'd be like, oh, I'm going to add this for this build up.
I would drill it with 1/8 inch drill bits in metal, and then once I got done with the body, I would re-drill that same hole with a 3/16 bit. That way it's a little bigger, and you're done. That's your final size. Blew it apart. Had everything on, like weight in the doors to make up for the glass.
All the right
upholstery
things.
stuff, all that stuff.
Did it right.
And when we got to put it together, we got it pretty damn close right out. But you still have to tweak it. It's not going to be just put the pins in, bolt it on, and be done. You still have to tweak once you get your fenders on, your cowl, and move stuff around. So, but that was, I've never done that before. The Shelby, I think I pinned the door hinges, but the gaps on that car are not as tight as this one. This one's like all 3/16. So it was like you had to get it lined up as close as you could in bodywork, because like if you don't, you're going to chip something. So. But yeah, coming with that is a lot more stress, because it's like you're trying to chase that perfection. At the end of the day, it's like you move one thing on one side and then the next side's moves. So it's like you got to find at the end of the day, you got to find like a happy medium before you end up doing something you regret. So
how'd that build come about?
So after I did the Shelby at SEMA, I got back. I was kind of hoping I would gain a client from that show. We had a couple inquiries, but it wasn't anything firm. And so, I told my dad, I'm like, I met with a lot of companies out there. That was my main goal being at SEMA in 21, was like talk to every company I want to work with, hopefully in the future. So I got back, talked to my dad. I'm like, we have a 67 seats in our farm. It was our grandfather's. And I'm like, why don't we build that, and I'll leverage some of the stuff with the companies and see if they'd want to partner with me and sponsor with me, and we can build that truck and take it to a different level. And so that's kind of how it came about. I basically shot out 200 something emails 2 weeks after SEMA in 21. And out of that, I have about, I think it's 32 companies I partnered with on that truck. So these are like very high-end companies, not just, in the closet companies.
Yeah.
People like y'all probably know and stuff like that. And so that's kind of how it came about. And at the time, same thing with the Shelby. I didn't have a shop. I was strictly working out of my technical college, believe it or not. And so when I started the truck, I started that one at Athens Technical College too. The president there was super on board with it. And as we were trying to figure out, what's the next step, because neither of my parents were in this industry, and so we're trying to figure out, what's the next step I need to take to pursue this if this is something I want to do as a career. And so I started building the truck there at Athens Tech, and that's kind of how it came about. But it was originally my grandfather's truck, so we already had it, so we didn't have to go buy something. And so that's
cool.
I'm a little bit regretting doing the truck, but I don't want to do one for a little bit. But I learned a lot on the truck. I thought the truck would be a little bit quicker than the Mustang, but I was completely wrong. So, but I learned a lot. That was the main thing.
C10s are a little more forgiving than some of the 50s stuff.
Yes.
Like,
47 to 54 truck is
4754 Chevy will kick your ass.
Yeah,
trying to get
especially the doors.
55 to 59 ain't no walk in the park, but a 47 to 54 is has a lot there.
I'm glad we didn't have one of those. So,
yeah, those hoods are.
But the F100, the 50s F100s are
they're not much better either.
No, that's a tough one to build. So you mentioned neither your parents are in this industry, and they're super supportive, and they're helping you and coaching you through and figuring out what the best path forward if you're going to make this a living, which is super cool. Where did that start? Like, at what point? Take me back to when you started. I mean,
thinking about it,
and then also that conversation to your parents of like, you know what I'm going to do for a living.
You're going to do what?
Yeah. So getting back from SEMA with the Shelby in 21, that following year in 22, I went to World of Wheels in Birmingham. So that was the first show. I was like, let's go to the show. Let's try it. I
know that show very well.
Yep, I had Adam reach out to me, and he was like, hey, why don't you bring your car? we'll try to give you a good display. And so I took it there.
Adam McLean, right?
McLean.
So Sonny McLean's
Yep.
son. Yeah, for everybody out there.
That's a good name, Sonny
Yeah.
McLean.
Sonny McLean's a good dude.
But ended up taking it there, had it on display. Won a ton of awards with it. It was kind of a little bit embarrassing how many awards it got. But I met Will Posey with Big Oak Garage. He had Dirty Martini at the time finished up. And so, you know, coming and just a little bit of background, like a lot of the guys that I had met in local shows and just shows that I had kind of been around, I had a little bit of a, I guess, kind of like a confrontation with some other guys that were very secretive and they didn't want to talk. Like, how do you do this? And I had questions because I've never done it before. And
Which guys were those? Because it's
probably none you would know, but you know, just the average show car
They were just gatekeeping stuff.
Yeah. So and for me, I was trying to learn. I wasn't
Older
like,
guys?
Yeah, older guy. It was that older generation. And so when I walked up to Will and Will noticed me on the stage getting their awards and stuff, and I walked over and was talking to him. I was looking at the car, and he showed me this book they had for the Dirty Martini, flipping through pages and kind of showing me what they did to it, how they did it, and stuff like that. And you know, looking back now, it was probably God's grace I met Will, because he steered me in a whole different direction, I think. But also
Because he was probably trying to hire you.
maybe
That backfired on him.
maybe no, but yeah. So I met him, and he just told me, he's like, if you ever need anything, reach out, let me know.
That's awesome.
But it took a couple of shows before I felt confident that this is the career I wanted to be in.
But you built the Shelby not with the intentions of doing this for a living?
That my initial goal was to do it for a living. At the time, I mean, SEMA completely came out of nowhere on the Shelby. I did not expect that car would have gone to SEMA. It was just out of the blue. Like I think 2020. Obviously, we had COVID, so that screwed up a whole bunch of stuff on that. And I had it at our house, and I was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to finish the car because the school got shut down. We couldn't go in there and paint. We had to wear a mask and all this other stuff. And so it was one of those things where it was like, am I even going to finish it? And then things picked up. We were able to get back in there. And so it was just kind of just trying to figure out kind of what direction. And then I ended up entering it for Young Guns, and then it moved on with that. But it was kind of a slow process. Like, is this something I wanted to get into? Because mainly my idea was to do Shelby's, kind of like what Revology does, if you've seen them.
Okay.
And it was kind of, that was my idea. And after meeting Will, completely changed my mindset, because I was like, I really kind of like the custom stuff rather than the cookie cutter stuff. And so while doing the truck, that's where it was like, I feel confident that I can make a good career in this industry, and mainly because of the people like Will, like Jonathan. Will and Jonathan are both two of my main mentors. Crystal and Kurt at KTL are my mentors. And so I think with them being so open and honest to me, and also just their true guidance, I felt comfortable, like, you know, I can make a career in this. And my parents saw that too, because they were, you know, Will would pull my dad aside and talk to him about stuff. And I think if we didn't have that, I don't think we would be here right now, just because we've had a lot of guidance. I've learned a lot of lessons from them, because obviously you're starting a shop, you're going to learn a lot. And I know that they've saved me a lot of headaches from making probably some bad, poor business decisions, just starting out, and stuff that you don't know until you talk to builders. And so people like that who are open, that kind of changed my outlook on it, because it was very secretive is what I was kind of getting.
What was the primary sort of advice? I mean, what did he tell you that steered you away from, you get this vision of you're going to be a Revology or a Velocity, and you're going to start producing cars, but now he said something, and now you want to build custom cars.
I think mainly it was just like going over to his shop, because what happened was I had to make wheel tubs on the C10 on the front, and I got to that point, everything on the back of the truck's done, everything on the cab's done, I got all the flush mount glass in, everything's done, the wheel tubs need to be done. So I text him like, look, I was trying to find a kit. I was looking at Chris Austin Chassis Works on their wheel tubs. They're very basic. I'm like, I don't know if it's going to fit what I want to do. And then I just text him like, hey, is there any way I can come to your shop, bring the truck, borrow some of your equipment, make some stuff, and learn some stuff? Because I told him, like, I want to learn how to make wheel tubs. I've never done them before, but I want to learn. He's like, I got these couple weeks open. Come down to my shop. We'll set you up. I'll show you how the equipment works, and I'll get one of my guys to kind of show you just the basics, and then you can bring it over here and work on it. And so that's what I did, and literally it was over there for 4 weeks. So I got a hotel room, stayed over there. So much so late at night that Will's basically, he's like, look, here's a key, lock the shop up when you're done. Because I'd stay there till like 1 a.m. and then I'm back at 7. And he's like, you beat all my guys here and you're still working. So it was pretty cool. But I think just Will, what he had in his shop at that time, but also what he did to Dirty Martini, I've never seen that before. That was the first time I got eyesight of that. And so getting to see a lot of that custom work was like, it was new to me because I didn't know that was a thing. And so after seeing that, it was like, I want to try to dip a toe in it and try it on mine. So, but he showed me how to do the wheel tubs and used his Power Max, the bead roller, a lot of that equipment I just didn't have at the time because at tech school we literally got a shear and metal brake, some basic metal equipment, hammers and dollies, stuff like that, but nothing to that extreme.
No major foreman stuff.
No.
What was your plan when you went to technical college in the first place?
Learn paint and body. So when I graduated Westminster Christian Academy in 2018, I had purchased that 67 Fastback. It was a shell. And I knew all the mechanical stuff. I had people that I knew locally who ran engine shops, mainly Gabriel's Engines, who were near me. He did a lot of the drag car stuff, Volkswagen stuff. And so I kind of had that. I had a good grasp on that knowledge. It was paint and body was completely something that I was like, I don't know what to do. And so I was like, where do you go to learn that stuff? And so I started Googling it, and I ended up finding that technical college taught it. And so I was like, well, does Athens have technical college? So I checked there and enrolled. After the first semester of me being there, I would fly through my work so quick. And I just told my teacher, I'm like, look, I have this 67 Fastback I bought. Is it possible I just bring it up here a couple of weeks, do some stuff? I had some seat brackets I basically made that would accommodate 2018 Mustang seats because I wanted to do a modern seat, but the old vintage style on the interior. And so that was one of the first things I did. And I mean, after that, it stayed there until 2021. And thankfully, I had a really good teacher who used to do this kind of work. He was a tech at Mercedes, but he also, like, he's got a truck that he's working on right now at his home. And I think a lot of my success so far has come from just his willingness to allow me to work on that stuff at school, because he would stay late nights when I'm working on that Shelby, especially during COVID and all the stuff that was going on. Class was basically 8 to 4. That's the hours he was there, and we'd be there from sometimes 8 to 9. And he's taken that time out his day to spend with me and show me.
That's a lot.
How to do this stuff. And so I think just, if I hadn't had that, right. I mean, that's a huge step just on that first car that took this next step. So,
I mean, you're doubling up time, you're doubling a year and doing it in 1 year, the amount of time that you're working. Girlfriend, wife?
No.
None of that through any of that.
No.
Yeah.
Makes it a lot easier.
Are you aware of the sales pitch that you're going to have to put on for a new girlfriend and soon-to-be wife with this type of work?
I don't know yet, but I'm starting to learn it. But I haven't really put a whole lot of thought into that.
You have two of the best right here. If you got any questions,
it's the thing I don't have much of advice for is
doing it the right way.
Definitely not doing it the right way, but also not doing it at this stage new coming in. Like the workload that you're doing, you're kind of already in this and then meeting somebody. Luckily,
Well, dude, let's just be honest. You speak to women like it's the 1950s, right? We're almost in 2026 now. Times have changed, my friend. You can't approach it the same way that you did.
No, I mean, yes, you're right a lot about that. I mean, unfortunately.
I think Jody still lights your cigarettes for you.
If I tell her to, she'll light it. No, it was, I remember vividly like the day I met my wife, and it was, in custom cars, right? I mean, she came in and we, started dating a little bit here and there, but like the first date was like, well, yeah, but it's going to have to be like 10 o'clock because I'm not leaving the shop till like 9:30, you know? So my point was like the stage was set very early on, you know, and then it was like, if we want to do something on a weekend, like we're about to go to a show, like if you want to go along with us to the show,
Right.
but like during the day, I'm like at the show, like we might be able to do something at night and hang out, but if like we don't have like something else going on, like
we still use that excuse.
Well, it is the truth, and it's only reason I bring it up is that it was from the get go, setting the stage, I guess, and I guess it is the same advice because it doesn't really matter. I see it all too often where it's trying to do that work-life balance, right? And you try to do the things that you know is either halfway the right thing and halfway probably what's going to keep them around.
Yeah.
But sooner or later, it's going to be like, well, yeah, but it's SEMA and there's a thrash, so you ain't going to see me for 3 months. And that's difficult when it hasn't happened. It's a little easier to palate when it's been that way. But again, don't listen to us. We have the worst advice. We did it all the wrong ways. But
I think
they're still with us, so
you're doing good.
Just good looks, dude.
Doing good. I think for me, I mean, just, you know, I know there's a lot of other young guys listening, but I learned it firsthand with my parents. It's been like on day one when we basically decide this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to do it. And it's like, I'm someone, unfortunately, where it's like, if I have a goal, like, by God, I'm going to make it happen.
Yeah.
And so and getting into this industry, I mean, it's so freaking expensive. I mean, and when you got, like, we got that kind of money I'm thinking about, I'm like, I got to make this work. And so for me, it's just been, I'm just one of those people where it's like, I'm going to obsess over making sure we get to that point. Cause I had the truck going at the same time. We bought a shop, been renovating the shop, doing the electrical, the plumbing, the HVAC, all doing that ourselves to try to save money. And, you know, I unloaded my own paint booth this in December, and so it was just
careful with those.
So
you
many
putting
things.
paint booths together.
oh yeah, just don't get on top of it.
Yeah.
You heard what happened to Troy, didn't you? Big Troy Chapanier.
Oh,
Yeah,
no?
yeah, he was on top of one until he wasn't.
he wasn't
And
anymore.
then he was on. Then he was at the bottom of one.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, be careful.
I can't believe you haven't heard that story. Everybody's heard that story. He'll tell
Troy, I'll
everybody.
I'll have to text them and find out.
I'll tell you all about it.
But no, I mean, it's
That's a lot going out
Yes.
and not a lot coming in.
Well, and so that was a lot to do with the truck too. Was like, this truck needs to do what we need it to do in order to, you know, prove to yourself that you can gain those kind of clients, and it worked. But we're still not out of it yet. This is like the stepping stone to the next thing, and we got some stuff that I'm gonna be doing in the background. I got a couple of kids at Athens Tech that I'm hopefully gonna be bringing on once things get taken off, and slowly introduce them into it because they want to get into it. And it's just, you know, it's a process. But going back to the thing, it's like, I'm just someone where, if I have a goal, it's just unfortunately one of those things where I'm going to just prioritize it because I want to make sure it's going to work. And again, we had the truck going on at the same time, renovating a shop, and then we heard about SEMA. It's like, all right, this is it. We need to make this happen. This is our time to get our name out there. Because it's like, you know, if I age out at Young Guns, I'm going to miss the Young Gun opportunity. And so we had that going back and forth, and we had the offer from HRA. And so it was like, all right, because we were initially going to like show it in February, maybe at like Grand National, and that's a lot of money going out just to get out there to begin with. And so it was like, I think Young Guns and SEMA would be better for me, and so that was why we were like, all right, let's just do SEMA and commit to it. And
So where were you at with the truck when the decision was made that I'm going to SEMA? What stage is the truck at?
it was painted, polished. I painted it basically October the year before, and so everything from then on was just cutting and buffing it. Already had the upholstery done for the most part. There was a couple like headliner and stuff like that I had to finish up, but primarily everything was done. It's just in pieces,
assembly,
getting polished. Yeah, and so I think it was July. Yeah, it was July when I basically. I think I sent my
all
application.
that paint looks like that. That sucker's been sitting around getting hard and all gassed out. That's perfect. Ready time to start polishing.
I learned that trick too, but you know,
things are a lot different versus the 5 days out of the booth.
Than if you sprayed it in July and it's gonna go.
Yeah.
But I basically applied for HRA in May, and then like July was like, we heard back and it was like, are we going to do it or not? And I told my dad, I'm like, I think we need to take this opportunity because it's,
That's humping.
and because I wanted to make sure, with me being 26, my birthday was basically right. It was on Halloween before SEMA, and so it's like I'm 25, 26. I'm like, I got the age. I think it's going to do good with publicity, and so it's like we need to do it this year. We don't need to wait. We need to go and do it this year because I wanted to run it through Good Guys this coming year in 2026, and so that was the whole goal.
You'd already paid half the influencers and builders in the industry to like hype it too. So like that whole underground army. Look, we got another one here. He's
Scott,
one of your biggest fans too.
Scott is he's been really good.
A few months back and excited to see his build out here at SEMA. 67 C10. He got 7,500.
He's a good dude.
Yes.
Awesome guy.
Yep. He's got a whole lot of y'all's chassis under his car. But
he's a beast too on getting stuff knocked out.
I'm sure he's going to need some help on that Chevelle. That one's a step up. That one's going to have some.
I've been giving him some help with that. So I sold him that LT4. I bought 2 LT4s, sold him one, and then Dale, his buddy that's got the Corvette that I'm going to be building, sold him one. So we got those 2 LT4s, but I've been giving him some tips and pointers on the LT4, getting it to fit because you got intercoolers and you got a whole bunch of stuff that make that motor run properly. And so, but yeah, he's been one of those guys. I told him initially, like he came out to my shop and did like a walkthrough, a shop tour. Like I think it was like sometime before. It was before SEMA, but it was like in July, I think. And I told him, I'm like, you're one of the only people that have come out to my shop and actually like put this up on social. Like SEMA did a lot for me in Young Guns in 21, but it kind of, it was just with that car. It wasn't about what's your history, what are you doing, how'd you get here, that kind of thing. And so he came out, and I mean, he's been phenomenal about getting my name out there, and I can't thank him enough just for his loyalty to my name, trying to get me going. So
really good dude. Makes me yet again another person that makes me realize that there's so many better people out there than we are.
Out of curiosity, who have you come across that you felt is a worse person than you?
Oh, there's been a few.
Example. Give me an example. I mean, it doesn't even have to be in the industry, just in general. Like if you.
Oh, well, shit. Most of the time in life, I come across people that are worse than me in public. Yeah, go through the airport.
Worse is like at just like spatial awareness,
just living, just being.
But they're probably as a human being.
Good people. Yeah, I don't interact with them. Like we've had a few on this podcast, whatever. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm way better of a person than him. he's.
I must have been one of the ones I missed. I've only missed a couple.
I'm not naming names here. I wanted to. You mentioned about the LT4. We're gonna take a little segue to do some business, but it's perfect because you mentioned down when we were doing a little tour on the LT4 about tuning, and you specifically asked, "Hey, what's the deal with HP tuners?" And I said, "Hey, hold." This is what I said. I said, "Hold up, hold on a second." Right, we're gonna talk about that. Perfect segue to talk about HP tuners. So you said, what's the deal with HP tuners? HP tuners, they are absolutely, bar none, the leader in the diagnostic industry in allowing you, they make the software and the dongle and the portal and the hardware pieces to tune your GM and a lot of other OE platforms. Right here in the Chicagoland area, about like 15 minutes down the road. 20 years deep, they've been doing this. Regular shops, race car drivers, race shops, hot rod shops, everywhere. They've got the VCM suite, which is specifically the software package. That's the VCM scanner and VCM editor. That's to diagnose, scan, review data, recalibrate those modern vehicles. The MPVI4 is the actual interface. That's the newest OBD2 interface.
Which is a great piece that we typically will send out to customers when we deliver cars, or we can mail them out as needed, because when a car goes to California, if it goes to New York, you don't ever know where it's going, and sometimes things need to be touched up. You can jump on TeamViewer, so easy to make some adjustments to the car.
Along with that RTD4, which is that remote tuning thing. So you do the MPVI4 and the RTD4, it allows that person to, again, it's like that.
To it.
You say, hey, this is in your little kit. Keep this with the car, anywhere, anytime. Then the which will do more further expanding upon in a future episode around the core ECU, which is their newest fully configurable standalone engine control solution. They are absolutely, if you don't know much about them, it's kind of like this, it's this great logo and everything. They hold themselves very
Professional.
very professional.
It's almost like the rest of the industry's street racing and their Formula One.
Yeah.
Like they're, they carry themselves that way. They're very professional. It's a group of amazing enthusiasts, awesome guys. Being neighbors of ours, we work closely with them on integrating the core ECU on a project recently. We've got another one coming down the pipeline. Really impressed with it. All good stuff, man. Great.
It's amazing stuff. It's wild. We've had a lot of their staff and upper management on the podcast before. We're personal friends with a lot of them as well, and it's funny, like the stories we have. I've been to the facility. I haven't done a full tour. We're actually going to be doing that this year coming up at some point, but it's wild the amount of people and that skill set, right? To run the company and do all the things they're doing from manufacturing, packaging, and management and stuff. But then you got like those code breakers, right? Then you got like those heroes.
Yeah.
And they're in line and they're just all working on different platforms every single day. And you really don't know what's going to be like, what code's going to be broken when, right?
Yeah.
So it's, in my mind, I put on these like, the bell rings, and it's like the new BMW one, we cracked it, right? I'm still waiting on that new. There's a new GM one that we're waiting on. If they can crack that new GM one, then we'll be good. But, HP Tuners, offline, we're going to get you hooked up with HP Tuners because you've got to tune that LT4 with that 10 speed. It's great, or it's good. It can be great.
Yeah, it can
it's
be
just
better.
that extra little bit.
We learned that early on. We're sort of one of the first adapters of the LT4 back when it was only a dry sump motor. Struggled through a lot of the integration stuff on that, but the throttle response and some of the fueling was really, really difficult to work through. It took us some time, but once you sort of master that,
There's a lot in the torque management on the transmission too, right?
Truly an awesome package.
Yeah, but it's that extra, just like no matter how slick you can get it coming out of the booth,
Yeah.
there's that extra
10%.
Dude, that's a great
for
comparison.
for wet sanding and buffing it. It would be shiny, and
make it
a
shinier.
connect and cruise or a crate will run. You can make it shinier, and you can make it run better.
Yeah,
That's the next.
Connect and Cruise is definitely an off-the-gun paint job.
Yeah,
You get into HP tuners and you're like, that's 600. You're
started with 600, ended. That's even the guy that's like, I go 3,000, 5,000, and 7,000. You're like, oh, this
Showing off.
The 7,000 was a waste, because it's doing nothing, right? Because even the wool pad's harder than that. But we can let's go down in the weeds, right? But no, we're gonna hook you up with him with HP tuners, and then we got some connections on the tuning side of things too to get that thing really dialed in. Makes a difference. Makes all the difference in the world.
Absolutely.
So that was a little business. We got more business to get to, but we're gonna space it out. We're not gonna get so business heavy right off the front, right? These are my files, in case you don't know. We've got a big thing for years. It's been running on files, right? Just to talk about files.
Yeah,
We're gonna go into this.
Phil and Josh use it as like a badge of honor.
Right.
They have lots of files.
The
How
amount
many more files you got than the other?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're basically judged by the amount of files you have, right? And so no matter what, it always comes up in conversation of like, so you see all these. These are just one of my many files. I have so many files. I have multiple cabinets to hold all of my files in. And it was a couple of years ago, Jared said, look, I've got files, whatever. Dude, you dabble in files, right? You're not even at hobbyist level in files
all I
yet.
can say is fuck files. I got a spiral notebook with just chicken scratch on it, and then I stack them up. I've got an organized drawer full of what, because I just notes, turn the page, notes, turn the page, punch list, turn the page, important notes, to-do list, turn the page, and then I keep them all because I can go back to
I
them.
know.
Those are my file. It's a stack, probably this high. The lower drawer, the file drawer, that's in the desk, that's just old ass spiral notebooks.
Yep.
And there's some information in there that is priceless.
I'm with you. I have some of that as well. I went into Jeremy's office the other day, yesterday or the day before, and he's got like a 73-inch, computer screen monitor. Like the thing is fucking huge, like wrap. It's almost like a driving simulator. It's so big, right? Wrap around.
I've got the racing chair. Yes. Chair.
Yes.
I'm leaning back.
It's got coil spring.
The keyboard's up here. I got.
It's like the Matrix, right? I mean, it's this huge screen, and he's got like four documents all pulled up at the same time, and he's just going to town on the typing. And I come in, I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, these are all my files." I was like, "Those aren't files." He's like, "Once they're completed, they'll be turned into files." Great pull. You're right. So that's
the
given
kind
the
of, that's
reference.
the kind of cool shit we do as you get older and you step away from doing paint work, fabrication work.
Yeah.
That's the kind of awesome shit.
Super cool shit we do.
You'll get to sit and talk. You can talk to Will Posey about files instead of building wheel jumps.
Goes downhill pretty quick, I guess.
Careful what you wish for.
Yes, it does.
Careful what you wish for. Because all of what you're at right now is, the next step is scaling, right? And growth, right? With scaling and growth comes a little bit more of the shit. You're like, all right, well, I'll take this little bit of crap that I don't want to do because, I do need to bring in these, one more employee, two more employees. You're like, oh, that's a little bit of crap. And you're like, all right, we got to bring in this piece of equipment and got to do this. And now they got these employees, probably need to start tracking this labor and the stuff a little bit different. Like, a little bit more crap that I'll have to deal with to be able to do this stuff. And then I'm starting to deal with a little bit more crap than I want to deal with. So I need to probably hire somebody to deal with this crap that I don't want to deal with. Then you start scaling. I can take another build in. When I take another build in, then I'm take on a new employee. And then this employee that you've hired to like take care of all this crap, now you're like, well, now I'm having to do a lot of crap to like have him take care of this crap.
Manage it.
Before you know it, like you've got.
Before you know it, you're just like, crap. All right, you fucking lost me, dude. You lost me. But you touched on one important
went
thing.
down a rabbit
I didn't
hole.
lose. I didn't lose you. Oh, I might have lost you.
Right.
I didn't lose.
I just wasn't paying attention.
Right. You have to deal with so much more stuff that you didn't plan on.
No, it's a good
and
point,
it
but
exponentially grows.
As you were talking through scaling and equipment, this is an interesting topic. You were over at Posey's place and you didn't have any equipment, right? So you're getting over there and you're seeing he's got a bead roller, he's got a Proline, sort of a Pole Max, Power Hand, whatever.
Yeah.
What did you see, and what were your first purchases as you started scaling? You're building higher end stuff. What did you feel like? I need this to grow my company. This is what I need in the shop that makes me a better fabricator, makes me put out a better
That's a
product.
good question. That's another whole other rabbit hole that you could go down.
Well, we're going to go down that.
No, I'm saying it's good.
So
Easy to get carried away there.
Yeah, when I got over there, getting familiar with some of the equipment I had no idea existed, and kind of like, how do you make these complex shapes and stuff. So just some of the basic ones I've purchased lately. I bought a Bailey magnetic brake off Facebook. I got that one. I got a metal shear. I got a end mill that I purchased. That might be on my Instagram too, but I got an end mill from a guy local to me because I took machining in college, took CNC machining in college, and so got taught a lot of the manual machining stuff. And so he was like, if you buy the end mill, you got to take all the end mills and all the metal and everything else. There's probably $12,000 worth of stuff, and he's like, if you don't take it, I'm scrapping it. So like, I'll take all of it. So I've just got my toolbox filled up last month and put everything in it, and there's like, I think I counted 3,400 end mills, like good end mills. Like he was the head of the F-35 project in Athens, and so they were machining some high end stuff. But yeah, so I got an end mill. I'm still got my eyes out for a power hammer at some point with this next project I got coming in. It's not as critical at the moment, but it's one of those things I got on my list. And then a good shrinker stretcher, which those aren't going to be too hard to get.
What'd you end up with for shrinker stretcher? Or what do you get? What do you got your eye on?
I know Bailey has one, but I know there's some better ones out there. So I'm honestly not too sure. I mean, Will's got a big, heavy duty Bailey one that they did with their Bailey Fab class that they had, and so he's got like a pretty good size one, but it's also for more heavy duty stuff. So, but I've been keeping my eye out for a good one.
Well, let me ask you. I want to ask you. This is something I don't think talked about. So it is easy to go to get that tool envy, right? And think that there's no way that I can even progress a half a step forward until I have all of this.
Yeah.
Right. And get caught up in the, like, well, I can't do any of it until I have all of it. It is a progression. It's progression for most people, and it should be a progression. It's probably more positive if it is a progression because you appreciate each one of them.
Yeah.
You acquire new tools as you acquire those skill sets, and then you continue to grow.
Yep.
However, if somebody's out there listening, right, newer shops, and they are limited on tooling right now, right? Mostly hand tools, right? Welding and stuff like that, hand tool stuff, and it is trying to. Because everybody's trying to progress. Everybody's trying to chase that perfection. Everybody's trying to chase that little bit of different. And like, oh man, if I could just make inner fenders is always like comes to like under the hood, the jewelry box is where everybody's like, oh man, if I could just do firewalls and inner fenders like this, then I would be on the next stage. So say you've got a $15,000 budget, right? And you're ready to progress from predominantly all hand tools, and a maybe a decent belt sander, right? And like, I got to start doing some forming, or what's going to make the guy's life easy? What's the purchases?
I mean, it depends on what your direction is. Like, what's going to be your thing? If you're wanting to do stuff that I think is sort of just like productive, and your goal is maybe making nice parts, making money, doing survivor cars, doing just general tasks, I'd say that the two pieces that you just sort of have to have is going to be a bead roller and a shrinker stretcher. Like, they're two things that you almost can't do what they do
by faking it with anything.
Like, I mean, shrinking, what are you going to do? I mean, you can pie cut stuff, you can tuck shrink things, but you're not going to do what, and for the money, like a kick shrinker, even if you got to buy a budget one, for what it can do, you got to have one, and a bead roller, it's so versatile that like, you can do almost everything that can be done. Well, I mean, any of the beading operations on like a Pullmax or like a Bailey MH19 or something. You could do most of that on a bead roll, and down to like tipping flanges and folding edges and wire edging thing. Like, you can make louvers. Like, you can really do a lot that will just sort of make the work look a little bit more professional. Yeah. You can also get fucking carried away. I think a bead roller is the one tool that it should be taken away from a lot of people as much as it should be given to a lot of people. Like, just because you have it
doesn't mean you put it on everything.
Doesn't mean you need to roll a bead. You don't need to roll a bead in everything. Like a package tray, it's for the speakers. Like, and nobody sees it. Like, fold it. You can roll it if you need the bead. Maybe you're better off putting like folding yourself a little hat channel underneath it and spot weld, rather than rolling 4,000 hours worth of beads in it, only to upholster it. If you're looking to do more, like you want to shape up some stuff, you want to make some more complex shapes. Like, for me, the Pullmax is the machine. It's the most versatile. You can put thumbnail dies in it. You can shrink. You can put doming dies in it. I mean, you can sort of planish with it. You can shape with it. You can do about anything. But the reality is, like, for the price and the functionality, the Bailey hammer, I think, is that the MH19 that has the reciprocating feature?
I think it is.
Flip, I forget the exact one, but you really can't beat that. It's an expensive tool. I mean, I think it's $20-something thousand.
Yeah.
So it's not like the run out and get it, but once you're at that stage, I mean, to buy yourself a nice Pullmax, get some equipment, you're probably $7,000 to $10,000, and it's an old machine. I mean, it thing's gonna run like a motherfucker, and it's good, but you probably gotta make some tools. You gotta buy some tools. That is, and Chris Rush is one of the guys who actually designed that, so it's good. Like, Bailey has a lot of awesome stuff. I will also say, I'll give him a ton of props for making some amazing metal shaping equipment that I've got a lot of it. I'll buy a lot of it.
We go.
But that mag brake sucks.
I think everybody
the mag
that
brake
has
should
one
come
agrees.
with 3 really good C clamps, because that's how we use it.
Yeah. What length y'all got? 72? 6 foot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a 4 foot one.
Yep. And it's
I know it's limited,
awesome
but
because it does things that nothing else can do. Like, you're unrestricted.
Yeah.
But it also doesn't work. So
it's that was a problem child. That was not a Rush machine, but So you definitely, and I understand why. So you're naming tools that there is no way, regardless how much time it takes, there's no way to achieve some of the things without having that tool. Like that tool is you either do the thing that, or you don't do the thing, right? Exactly. You pivot, and even over, like more expediency or time savers, such as small plasma table or something like that, where it because that's where it gets into on a thing like you absolutely are going to have to cut brackets. You're going to have to cut brackets. Yep. You can cut brackets, bandsaw, clean them up, and all that. You're going to have 10 times the amount of labor in cutting those brackets, but you could at least cut the bracket without having this tool.
Yes. There's a way of getting it done.
Yeah, but then comes a time, depending on
that. On the other side of car building, when you're looking outside of I guess I'm sort of focused on the sheet metal side.
No, it wasn't a right or wrong answer.
You're right. Like the opportunities that opens up to get a little creative, to cut things that save you time. To cut anything you're going to cut 10 gauge that's got a big hole in it and it's got some inner curves and it's long.
Yeah.
Plasma is going to pay for itself pretty quickly. It's just, it can be like a bead roller. It can become a distraction where it's
just cut it.
You're cutting everything and you're putting windows and everything and you're like, dude, we get it. You have a plasma cutter. Okay. It's like but you can make some phenomenal brackets. That's really, that's up there at the top of the list of things to get your hands on.
The way we traditionally did it was always try to have a use case for the next purchase, right? So it was the next big project that came in, and you talk through, in the design, and you're working with the customer and where the car is going to go, and some things you're going to try and do with the vehicle that really need that next piece of equipment, whatever that piece of equipment is, right? And try to make that use case for all right, well, we know on this job we're going to do this, and this, right? So it's an investment in to make sure that this job can be done. And versus just, because I don't know, I've always been OCD about getting so far ahead and be like, well, got to have those pieces of equipment, right? And then you get those pieces of equipment, and those pieces of equipment sit there. Like seeing that piece of equipment sit there for 3 months, you're going to use it. But seeing it sit there for 3 months until the next job needs that piece of equipment, well, shit, you should have just waited till the job requested it,
I think just starting out, I agree that probably the main piece of equipment that, at least for me, that I'm looking at was the mag brake, a full 8-foot brake, bead roller, and
stomp shear.
Yeah, I want to get hydraulic one for thicker stuff, but and then a shrinker stretcher. I think just those, that's a good starting point, and then kind of like Josh said, is when you're growing and you have a job come in that's hey, that piece of equipment justifies this purchase, or that job or whatever justifies that purchase to buy that power hammer or power max, then it would make sense. Those are probably for me, those would be elite tools for me, because I'm still practicing on them, so I'm not y'all's level yet, obviously, on that kind of equipment yet, but I've dipped a toe in it now. I know kind of that's a thing. And so for me, it's always been if I see something on Facebook or in a group and they got a power hammer and it's a really good deal, then I might justify doing it early, but I wouldn't go out and just buy one just to let it sit,
I guess the way I was thinking about it too, when I'm looking at things and you talk about sheet metal brakes and stuff like that, I look at those as just you've got them.
Yeah.
Because you can that's a marketplace tool. You can buy, honestly, you could buy a Woodward Fab. You could buy a Harbor Freight. You could
you're talking about hundreds of dollars for some of that stuff.
You could buy an Enco, and it's going to get the job done. Or there's a means of making something with a piece of angle iron on a table, and you'll get it.
Yeah, that stuff,
right?
100%.
Yeah.
It's Phil.
Look who decided to join us. Speaking of files and things.
Yeah. You said you were going to come right here from the pickleball court. That's a lie, because you've changed. There's no way you played pickleball in that.
The game must have got canceled. It was outdoor. It's raining today. Rain delay.
Is
it a rain delay?
Phil's a liar.
No, I had a serious issue. lock
prepared
cylinder
for
on
this.
the Miata jammed up.
Oh.
So I couldn't get the pickleball equipment out of the trunk, so I couldn't even go to the pickleball game.
Damn.
Yeah, it was bad.
It's been a little icy out there. Those Miata, from the 90s. That lock cylinders.
That was a stage 3 of a round robin tournament, so really let the team down.
That's too bad. Hopefully they carried it for you.
Still the
No, you're kind
still
of
the
the-
Barrington Brawlers.
Yeah, not publicly known, but yeah, it's like our side
Street name.
Well, welcome.
Oh,
We're just
I hope both of you were able to properly go fuck yourself without me being here.
we took it easy. We waited until you were
They were
actually
comparing who had the most files in their filing cabinet.
Oh yeah, I'd said Jared just dabbles in files. He's not even a hobbyist level yet.
Phil's a pro on file. Well, that's not even in question.
No,
I
Phil's
got a shit ton of files.
he's profile.
Phil's got multiple filing cabinets. Like they don't even match the desk set because he had to add additional filing.
Phil pays for storage units to hold filing cabinets because of how many files he has.
But anyway, we got through a lot. We were talking equipment, tools, how he's growing his shop.
Talking about like first equipment for other shops. Just I was asking Jeremy his advice and stuff. I had a question again. This has to do with progressing as a shop. I'd be interested where you are right now. Right, you built this truck specifically. Get your name out there. That's a business card. Great business card. You've built the new shop. You got like this. This is all investments in the business, right? You gotta get this built. Say a guy comes in, I know you've got the Corvette C2 that you're building, you got some stuff. Say a guy comes in next week, right? He's like, saw you on the Oil and Whiskey podcast, which just be prepared. It's going to happen. There's going to be tens of followers. Guy calls in, says, I want you to build a car, right? Be careful for this too. We've talked about this a lot. It's amazing the people out there that are like, oh, I don't have a lot of money and I want to have a car built, so I'm going to go leverage one of these younger new coming builders that's going to be super hungry, that's going to do whatever I ask him to do, regardless of what it's going to look like, even though I can't pay for it. That shit happens.
I've already run into that.
Yeah.
I've learned it.
This shit happens. So a guy calls in and says, hey, look, money's not a problem. Unlimited budget. I want you to build everything from scratch. Scratch build the body, scratch build the chassis. We want to go win whatever. Name the award, right? Let's get after it. What do you tell him knowing where you are?
I mean, I'd be 100% up front with him and just tell him, like, look, this is going to be my next big project if this is something you want to pursue. But I have a lot of guys, especially locally, who I'm going to be bouncing stuff between each other. I think Ken Diggs said on one podcast where in the future there could be more contractors bouncing stuff between each other. And so I took that a little bit to heart and trying to not, you can do everything, but some stuff it's just like where you draw the line. And so I learned that might be a good idea. And so I wouldn't be opposed to doing something like that and building a car completely from scratch, but I'd tell them, like, I've never built a whole quarter panel from scratch. That's something where we're going to be getting into the unknown. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but it would be a learning curve. And it would be something too, like when you get to billing and stuff, it's like, where do you add the hours because you're learning, but you're also charging. Yep. So do you get into that stuff? So I think out of respect for the client and what he's wanting to do with an investment, I would probably tell him, like, I'll do one, but I would prefer we start with maybe like a body, like let's just say like 67 fastback Mustang, a body that's there. We can mini tub it. We can do flares. We can modify the metal that's there. But I don't think for me, I'm at that point where I want to tell the client, yes, let's do this, because if I can't pull that off, it's going to hurt me. But also I'm not doing that client, like, I'm basically telling them a lie.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I haven't had experience doing that. And so I don't think until I personally have a project, like if I have a project I'm doing on the side for myself and I want to dip a toe in that and expand that skill, that's my whole goal, is like have something on the side that I can work on that stuff. I'm not charging a client hours for something I can mess with. If I screw it up, I screw it up. I can redo it, but get practice on and continue to grow. That's kind of probably what I would tell them realistically.
I think it's a great answer. I think it's sound advice. for a lot of people out there, and no matter what size of business they are, it's knowing your lane and knowing your skill set, regardless of how broad your skill set is.
Right.
Everybody has a limit.
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned you can do all things. I don't know of anybody that can do all things perfect, right?
Yeah.
Besides Adam Banks.
yeah.
Forget Adam Banks. But, I mean, look at Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was an amazing basketball player, right? He's a pretty damn good NASCAR team owner. He was a horrible basketball coach and an even worse NBA team owner, right?
Not a great baseball player.
Not. Hey, but he played more MLB than any of us, right? So I'll give he did play and succeed at that game. But you can't do everything well. Even at our stage, right? If somebody came in tomorrow and said, "Look, money's no object. I've seen these badass cars you do. I've got an idea. I've seen guys build cars that are inspired by airplanes. I want you to build me an airplane that's inspired by a car. I want you to make a car that flies, right? Build me a plane that's got a Camaro nose on it." Be like,
First gen or second gen?
second.
That's out there. A wall unit, though. Like, dude, look at that wall unit. Look at that. We built that. Like, we could build some shit.
Well, 100%.
Planes.
Exactly.
Yeah, you gotta
that's
know
my
what to-
point.
you gotta know what to
You'd be
talk
like,
about.
dude, we could figure out some shit, but you're talking about making it fly. Like,
I think this-
you want us to skin it? All right,
I
we'll
think-
skin that plane. But
Yeah, I think going back to that question, like each builder has their own, I wouldn't say theme, but has their own like touch. Like you go to Rad Rides for this, you go to Ken
Adam
Dig for
Banks.
this, you go to Roadster
Yeah, you
Shop
go.
for this. So mine
you
and
go to
I'm-
Rad Rides to spend all your money.
yeah,
that's
well,
what you go to.
that's a different thing. But like when I did the
He gets too much positive. He's got to get knocked down a couple of notches.
When I did the truck, my whole goal with that truck was to keep it where anyone realistically can recognize the truck, but someone who is in this industry, they walk up on it and they can see all the custom stuff that's done. That's kind of why I have the engineering in my name. I know my Instagram is like miles long, and at some point that will change, but at least for now, that's why I have engineering in my name, is because I'm basically integrating the performance and the engineering into the build, but also keeping it to where it's a full design. And so that was kind of my whole thought process on that. But I think like going back to it, it would be something where I would tell the client, like, look, I'm willing to do a vehicle, but I prefer that we start with a vehicle, like just like a generic, like if you want to do a GTO or you want to do a Mustang or a Camaro, let's start with a body and then get it rendered, and we can change things and move things around, but let's start with a base or a ground, a foundation to start from.
Right.
So, at least until I get to a level like that later in my career when I can take on stuff like that,
That's a great answer, man. And it's, very mature and definitely got the customer's best interest in mind. You see all too often shops, customer comes in that's prepared to spend some money and they sort of just think like they've got this big fish on the line.
Yeah.
And it's just, yes. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Let's do it. And you don't stop to think like, am I the right guy for that? Like, are we qualified?
Yeah.
Have I ever done that before?
Right. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's one thing as a young guy like you, I think you sound like you'd be honest and straightforward, and a guy give you the opportunity to sort of learn some things along the way. There's always going to be things you've never
Yeah.
done, but guy walks in the door and wants to scratch build a body.
Yeah,
Maybe you're not the guy, and there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with not being the guy.
No.
You're not the guy for everything.
Yeah, and I mean on the back end too, it's like I'm thinking of it too from a business level. It's like I'm starting out. I got to be able to bill hours that I can confidently do work that I can be doing right now, and that's something that I'm not at that point yet. And so for me, that's kind of where that decision would come in, is like I'm not going to be able to bill complete hours because this is something I'm going to have to learn. And at this point in time in my career, this is something that would not be a beneficial thing to me. Although learning it early would be, but probably not. It's
going to put you in the hole.
It's going to put me in the hole. And that's something I don't need right now. And so that's why I would probably respectively tell, whoever that would be possibly is, at this time in my career, I'm not at that point yet. So
That's a great answer.
And the stress that comes with it.
Some guys that doesn't stress them out.
Well, like you said though, there's always the amount of like, ooh, that's going to be a little push, right? I'm going to have to learn a few things on that one, right? Done something similar like that in the past, but this is going to take it to it. Your eyes are always going to be bigger than your stomach, right? You're always going to bite off more than you can chew. but within reason, right? You don't Uncle Rico it, right? You're not going to be like, oh yeah, no problem. Yeah.
And I think
6 72-ounce steaks, no problem. I can eat all those, right?
And throw them over the mountain.
Yeah, and throw. There's within reason. You're always going to say, no problem. I can eat that.
Yeah.
But let's not get carried away on saying, yeah, not a problem. I've never done anything remotely like that. But I'm going to look at you in your eyes and be like, yeah, not a problem. We can figure that out.
Yeah, and I
I
think
can design that. I can engineer that.
Yeah, I think coming from the C10, so I did the Mustang, then the C10, and now I got this 63 split window for Dale. The Corvette, I feel like is probably one of the perfect stepping stones for me coming off of the truck, because I learned how to do the high-end bodywork on the truck. I learned the modern drivetrain stuff, doing the chassis for the first time, because the Shelby didn't have it. It had RideTech on one and like Chris Austin on the front, so that wasn't a full chassis. So this one was like everything that, people like I've been watching y'all and Jonathan and KTL and Will at Big Oak, that's what they've been doing. It's like, that's what I want to do. And so I think the Corvette fits that next step for me in my career. Although it is fiberglass, I've done fiberglass. That's what we got taught a lot in school, whether it's SMC or just fiberglass. And so the Corvette, yes, it's going to be difficult, but it's not going to be as difficult as shaping a whole car from scratch. And so I feel like the Corvette fits, and that's why we ended up going with that project and moving forward on that one, because I've already done an LT4. He's going to have an LT4. But yeah, so.
You mentioned earlier, and now that Phil's here, I'd like to hear it. What's the deal with the ride height on the C10? You mentioned that there was something to talk about on that. In the rear.
I
So
need to stop talking.
I'll listen
just
to him.
just don't do it on here. Like,
Okay.
people don't forget, because you can just listen to it again. Be like, yeah, that is what he said.
Got it. It's there forever.
No. Yeah, we were basically, I was loading it up to go to the show. I had the front dialed in perfectly, and you got to drive them to get the shocks to settle, and that's what ended up happening. It dropped 3/8 of an inch, or 7/16. It was 7/16 on the right side.
Looked like about 7/16.
Yep.
So there's
I know you could tell.
so there's
but-
no shot. It's like, yes, I agree, it did, and this is the reason
Hey,
why. I would have rather you came. I would rather you have come on here and been like, that's the stance it needed.
Bitch.
I am not.
I wanted it like that.
It was one of those things where it's like I was at the show and Scott told me, he's like, they're talking about your truck on the podcast, and he's like, go to this point, and I was like, damn it, I knew someone was gonna. So I was at the show and I could tell, I'm like,
You just give it a
it
little.
looks a little bit low in the back, and I'm like, I don't have the right spanner for it. I'm like,
Did you
I
try
ain't
just
gonna
giving it
do
up and let it?
I'm not that strong. That bed's heavy. I got that freaking.
So
guys over
I'll
there.
tell you, look, I was just sort of busting your balls. I mean, I'm wildly impressed with the truck, right? But I've been in that position before, and it reminds me of a funny story. I forget the exact car. I think it was the gray Mustang. We did same thing. We just finished the car, and we were way light on spring rate, and put it in the trailer, and it was like right off the jack stands, down on the floor in the trailer.
Yep.
Get it to the show, and I mean, it is dumped.
This
right?
is SEMA, right? This had to have been SEMA.
Might have been.
Yeah, it debuted at
because I
SEMA.
stuck magazines in the jounce bumpers.
Wasn't it in the? It was in their booth.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had the.
No,
I mean,
that was in Eaton's booth.
Is that?
Oh, the charger.
I mean, it
was
just hammered in the back end, but it was an independent rear.
Yep.
So it had jounce bumpers on the A arms, and all we could find that was like right there at our disposal was like somebody had a stand of magazines. So we took them and we ripped big chunks out of the magazines, and then a couple guys kind of got under the wheel openings and got them
Wedged
up,
them
and
in
I was
there.
underneath, and I slid a bunch of them in between the jounce bumper and the control arm just to support it.
Yeah.
Look, tits at the
There
show.
you go.
Little secret
But-
of the pros, right
Yeah,
there.
it's just, I mean, to your point, it's nothing wrong with the truck. It's
No,
wind the spanner up.
Someone's
It's,
got to bust
and
my
then
balls every now and then, so it wasn't.
keeps you level headed. That's why we have between the three of us, it keeps you level headed. You need
Yeah.
it. Like
and completely
if I
stressed
get
out all
yeah,
the time.
But to y'all's defense, I noticed it at the show. Like when I was walking, I think we parked it Tuesday night or Monday night or whatever. Once it got top 40, I didn't notice it outside because it was on a hill with HRA outside the hall. And when it was inside, I was walking up on it that morning to just do a quick wipe down detail. And I was like, the back looks a little bit low. I was like, I hope no one notices. And when Scott told me, I'm like, damn it. But
Sorry. It's just,
Hey, it's
I prefer it come from y'all than anyone else.
It's a trained eye.
You mentioned. Oh, you didn't mention. I'm mentioning. You had a great answer on how you would handle that situation to biting off more than you could chew. You just said that's a secret of the pros. I don't know if they discuss in Roger and Troy's class about stuffing magazines between the jounce bumpers, but
Probably not. And
if
I hope they don't.
If they don't, I'm sure they touch on similar subjects about how you present yourself and putting your best foot forward. And you only have one time to make a first impression. So, see, tie in. Taking a little bit of a turn here to mention because it's right around the corner. Just, I think, a couple of weeks away from now. February 20th through 21st. We've been mentioning this the last couple of podcasts. The business development class that Roger at Ironworks puts on. I don't know if you've ever done the class. If you haven't, I strongly suggest you do. It's a lot of good advice and a lot of great in-depth conversations with other shops, similar shops and other shops in different sizes, and how everybody's dealing with running the business side of things.
Right.
Everybody always, like, whenever we get around and talk, like, everyone's so self-conscious about talking about the business side. So it's like, yeah, so what'd you do with this? Like, would you, like, how do you guys bill for?
Yeah, you got
grinding
counting,
discs?
you got.
I just charge for it. We charge whatever it costs and charge all of it, and billing's fine, no problem. Yeah, financials are all what they need to be, and 100% profits, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm working on trying to get I got a couple. I mean, obviously my mentors and stuff, Jonathan and Will, have been guiding me on this as well as KTL, and so I'm kind of trying to develop a system. I'm going to try it on the Corvette, but basically I got a stock room that I'm going to basically have. It's going to have a lot of stuff, and so I'll basically, anytime I pull stuff out, it'll get signed off on. That way I know what to account for and stuff like that, and just try that. I know there's tons of different ways. Some people do percentages, some people do every single disc and stuff like that. And so one thought I had was I was going to keep a box next to the vehicle. Anything I'm done using, put it in the box. That way you know you used it, stuff like that. So, but starting out, I'm only doing 2 projects at a time until I get a good year under my belt, get a good system going. And then from there, because I got a couple guys that probably will get on if things take off, that I feel comfortable pulling on. And so it's going to be a baby step kind of thing initially, because we run QuickBooks and accounting, and we're learning the system. And so once we have that system in place, then we'll take that next step and, go from there.
Well, that sounds great. I think
It's kind of where I guess I was initially going, not looking for specifics on how you were doing anything.
Yeah.
I think that Roger and Troy have done a great job kind of opening that conversation
absolutely.
up to the industry.
Absolutely.
And it's an area that most guys don't really want to talk about, because it's not like the cool, flashy, what color did you use? Who did you use to chrome this? How can you machine that? But that's kind of what keeps the lights on. And
that's the important part about it at the end of the day.
So just getting around with all the other guys, you can kind of bounce best practices off of 15, 20 other shops, what's worked for them, what hasn't, where they've gotten burned, where they've seen success. And I think that just really builds the industry significantly better.
Yeah.
a lot of great guys and a lot of great conversation, a lot of great shops there. It's coming up again February 20th through 22nd right there at Mahomet, Illinois at BBT Fab Shop. Go to ironworkspeedandcustom.com, custom with a K, right there at the top, the business development class. As I'm thinking about this, I think you really need to go. I wonder if we should do this year. This is the new year, right? New season, new year, new me.
Fuck, I hope it's a new you.
I don't know what. I haven't decided what 2026 is going to hold yet.
Backing me up, bringing some heat.
Yeah,
The old him's getting a lot. Like it
is. It's going to be too much.
But I'm getting older. Now it's just older me.
Yeah. Is this thing with the hat and shit? See, this is 2026. Is this going to be a thing, or is this just tonight?
This is my first and last episode of 2026.
It's got. I mean, I'll give it. It's got a little over the top vibe. Like it feels like.
It's got a little over.
Like you could turn that around. It's like a switch going off. It's got that kind of look to it.
I haven't decided what 2026 is going to be. We've had 2023, and then 2025 was 2023 revised.
Yeah,
right?
because we didn't perform.
Right. We had to bring.
2023 was the year of letting people know.
Yep.
Right.
2023, you went hard. Everything that you thought in your mind, you said the quiet part out loud. If somebody was doing something stupid, you called it out. You owed it to the greater good of the public to make sure that somebody doing something stupid, you let them know how stupid it was. 2023, I think we made great traction doing that through 2023. We pulled off on it in 2024.
It's hard to stick with.
And we had to get back. We had to get back hard into 2025. However, it's 2026. I'm wondering back to, what would be good? We need to possibly do an oil and whiskey like scholarship for the business development class. We need to find the person that should go.
Okay. You want to,
what I'm saying?
You want to sponsor somebody and put them in the class.
Yeah. It could be a good thing.
That's interesting.
It's an idea.
It is.
I'm just saying we have to do it, but it's an idea.
As a whole, though, like with you, what do you think 2026?
Pivot back. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. It's new.
There's nothing you got like in the works?
A couple things I'm thinking about. I haven't committed to doing them yet, but a couple things I'm thinking about.
Give me a little teaser.
The turtlenecks are not a good idea. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Give me a teaser.
I'm still on the fence on the turtlenecks. The jury's still out. Mixed emotions on the turtlenecks. Give you a teaser?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to, because you're going to hold me to it, and I don't know if I'm for sure going to do it or not.
Non-hooded sweatshirts?
No, that's just crew necks. Only my son and serial killers wear crew necks.
I told him one thing he needs to do. He should get the wireless.
That's for all of us.
Yes.
Get like the football players, college, to get your logo on the side of them.
Yeah, we're doing logos on. We're doing new headphones. We're gonna find
this
some
was good.
Ripper ass headphones.
Yeah.
I think that's a brand. Ripper ass headphones, and doing logos on the sides of them.
Long-ass wires is out.
Well, we kind of forgot. He asked us how long we've been doing this, and it's been a long time.
Yeah,
4 years.
4 years.
Treat yourself.
And we sort of realized,
This is the start of the 5th year, buddy.
The first year we were slumming a little bit before we built the studio, but I think coming into year 5, we need some upgrades. Headphones, maybe that's one of them. Maybe some chairs.
We do
I
need
kind of
an upgrade.
liked the Viper chairs. When we brought the Viper chairs in and sat in them, I liked the seating position.
The highness.
Well, you can bring them up, bring them down. Those were too high, but the regular height.
I didn't sit at a regular height one. I sit at a high one.
I don't know.
We'll have to see. Maybe Viper chairs for the maybe it's time for a change up. They do swivel. It also gets you. It probably. You know what it probably do? Get you up like this.
It does.
It gets the esophagi straightened, and that voice.
Is that multiple esophaguses?
Yeah,
like-
all of our
It's
esophaguses.
Esophagus.
That's something to think about on the.
Let's think about some upgrades. Give it maybe some ideas. That might be nice for somebody to kind of jump on.
Careful what you ask for.
Well, hit the comments section. What some upgrades, some podcast studio upgrades. What would make this a more pleasant? We know
No personal attacks, right? Let's just because I know what's coming.
You can put those in because we'll delete them if they're too harsh, right?
All right, so what? So we're
Yeah.
asking right now. This is a call to action.
Yes.
For everybody to leave your comments now on what upgrades
To the podcast.
to the podcast studio or things that we needed to venture
Right.
into.
Josh's wardrobe is an option. Like we could upgrade. We could upgrade it. We could downgrade.
Dude, I just wear dark T-shirts. That's all I've ever wore on this. Maybe a few times a long sleeve.
Right. Well, we're looking for ideas.
More katana swords.
Yeah. Do you want to see something in the background? Let's get
You know
creative.
that it's only going to be Josh and Jeremy fight. That's all anybody's going to see. That's going to be the number one comment.
Pay-per-view, make enough money.
I'm
a businessman.
Ain't giving this shit away. All right, rolling into the next thing. So, you got the shop rolling. You've got customer. What's the parents think about the whole situation? Were they at SEMA?
Yes. So my dad has been going with me since 2021. I'm an ambassador for BASF, and so I worked their booth in 22 and 23. Didn't go last year, but he's always been out there with me. My mom never went out there before, and so she's used to seeing a lot of the local car show stuff, which is great. But my dad understands, and I want her to see firsthand, kind of like what, while the work I put in the truck for, because this isn't a local car show car, and so I'm trying to attract this next clientele.
Don't be that guy that takes it to local car shows either.
No,
because that's
no.
Yeah.
We'll take other stuff, but not that one. But
I want bring it. Just don't try to enter it.
No,
yeah, it's like
exactly.
Gronk, it's like Gronk going back with the Super Bowl ring to like high school football games. You're like, oh yeah, I remember I used to throw around the pigskin a few times.
But yeah, football. My mom ended up going. I want her to go and see it, and be there if the truck did well, which it did. And so I want her just to be a part of it and see the cars that my goal was to compete against, and see the level, because that was the whole goal as far as my career going, is that's the level I need to get to ultimately to make this a viable business. And so my business goal and the way that we're financially set up is primarily to do full builds. I don't really like getting into doing partial stuff, just because you got other guys that might have worked on it and you're dealing with that, and then budgets kind of might come into play. And so I'm going to try to stick to doing full builds, and then we're doing a lot of the chassis stuff that's going to be kind of taking shape in the background, and doing chassis builds, getting people set up on chassis with motors, drivetrains, basically the whole thing rolling on Guna wheels, and then with drivetrain, power coat, whole 9 yards. So that's kind of something that, if that takes off, I can get a student to come over. I can mentor them on how that would work, and then that would be an easy way for me to get that going, get someone in there.
Who would you even reach out to on, like, chassis-wise? I mean, that's
I don't know. I mean,
wild. There's, like, so many
got roads
options out there.
No, I think.
I mean, so many options, only one like good option. Yeah, but it's
you put me in a corner on this one.
That's it's kind of the point. You see those white bright lights? That's
I'm gonna go lock the door.
No, I think I know y'all have talked about it in the past with other guys and stuff on the shows. I think and one of my clients was talking to me about it last month, was basically the only two chassis I really recognize in this industry, and they both have their places, Roadster Shop and Morrison. So like on the truck, we ended up going with Morrison just because of the show aspect. We knew it was going to be a show car, and just for that, we ended up going with them. But like, I was telling my dad, if I do another 67 fastback and I'm going to channel the car, I'm going to do floorboards and all that, it makes sense to use a Roadster Shop spec chassis, cut the car, weld it to the frame, and build floors. Like, it's just better set up.
Fast track chassis.
Yeah, fast track.
Spec would be bolt on.
Sure.
Just for the listeners out there.
That's kind of the whole, like, and it just depends on the build too. Like some chassis, yours are going to be quicker than Morrison, and then it all depends.
I could not agree more. It all depends on the build. You want to do a good build, you use a Roadster Shop chassis. I mean, if you don't, you use something else. That's the. I mean, honestly, dude. You knew you were walking into the gauntlet coming on here. Hey.
You've already busted my balls.
You've listened to enough of these. Did you think this was going to be like easy? Now following up on the hard questions. Not so hard. I mean, it's an easy for most of the industry to understand. You seem like an honest guy. You've answered questions honestly. I need to know. I had to reach out via text to a couple of people prior to this party.
Yeah.
Did you have any idea that something was going down at this party?
No. So I was with Crystal and Kurt at, where were we at? We were at the sports book inside of Westgate hanging out. And they're like, hey, have you heard of this Roadster Shop party? I'm like, heard of that, want to go. I didn't have a ticket because I know they sold out like immediately. And so Crystal and Kurt were like, why don't you just come with us? You can stay with us. My mom and dad were going to stay with some friends that we had drive out there to see the truck and stuff. And so they went to dinner with them, and I was like, all right, I'll catch y'all at the show. And so I went to the Roadster Shop, party. Absolutely freaking crazy.
So you had no idea something was going on?
No.
All right, good. No. I just wanted to make sure.
It was cool.
Well, I wanted to make sure, all of us wanted to make sure that
looking
you were
for me
there
for a hot minute, trying to find me.
Yeah,
we
it
thought
was.
you stood us up, and then we were looking like assholes.
Yeah, I was told he was here. But we wanted to make sure that you were there. We'd already touched on at the beginning of the episode that we went by and looked at the truck. It was an instant no-brainer.
Yep.
Hell yeah, this is the pick. Done. Handled. Then wanted to make sure that you were going to be there, but at the same time, it's very difficult to be like, hey, dude, like you really, really, really need to be at the so
Definitely come.
and then
Be sort of towards the front.
yeah. So I was able to send a couple of texts and make sure, but I wanted to make sure that you weren't tipped off. And then at the same time, I was like, oh shit, he might be at the Morrison party. But then quickly I was like, oh, that's right, they don't do a party. So I knew that you had to come to this party.
He wasn't at the Morrison party, you're saying?
No, because they don't do a party.
Got it.
But he's heard of the Roadster Shop party,
Okay.
and yet also got a pretty ripper badass award too.
It's a fun little
Yeah,
We're busting your
I've never
balls.
been before, and I had always seen posts leading up to it because like every year I go out there, I'm like I said early on, I'm all about focused on work, meeting people, meeting that next company I need to work with, and trying to represent, because BASF helped me get out there, and so I'm trying to make sure I'm doing my part, helping set up the booth, tear down, etc., and stuff like that. And so, almost all the time when I'm out there, it's all about work. And this was the first year that was kind of like, try to enjoy the moment, but also it was about work. But
So you had no idea what to expect.
I've just seen pictures. I was like, when I walked in there, I was like, this is, and everyone's there. Everyone in the industry is
Everyone's
there,
there.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, you had Ring Brothers and Troy Trepane. They're all sitting in just those booths. I mean, and everyone's having a good time. And so that's like going
Something
back
to think
to
about
that.
when you start doing those chassis builds and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's
Be on
just hey, if it's wavy, what do?
You throttle down.
Right.
Yeah.
I've learned that.
Yeah, you sort of work the throttle.
Yeah, you back off a little bit, and then you go back.
Oh,
on,
yeah.
off.
And then
But you got to get over the wave, right?
yeah.
You're more of like that.
Yeah, you
Lake
said
with
it.
a
Yeah, he's-
24-foot Baja.
He's more of the
all the way down. And hold on tight. Yeah.
Oh, that's
White
not
knuckling
the
it.
way to do it.
that's the
Okay. Absolutely.
which it's a
just
way to
giving
do
you
it.
shit.
It's a way to do it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it was really eye-opening for me because like I told you initially, like a lot of people when I was trying to get just trying to get started, where to go, how to learn this stuff, it was very secretive and kept to yourself kind of thing. And after seeing that last night, it's like, this is the group of people I need to be hanging out with. Like, this is what it's about. Everyone in that room was talking to each other, having a good time with each other. It wasn't, you know, having egos and everything. That wasn't there. And my dad, he's, like I told you earlier on, he's worked in a distillery business, so he works with a lot of the bourbon companies throughout Kentucky, just throughout the eastern United States, and so he sells all the packaging equipment, and it's very cutthroat. And so when he was out there, because he's and I'll have a story about that later, but he's been one of the most supportive, and when he saw that, or when I explained that to him and he saw the pictures from the party and everything else, he's like, this is a complete different industry than what I'm used to. And that also helped affirm my parents that I can build a career in this industry just because of that. Because you got people who are there willing to talk to you. If you got questions about business, probably 9 times out of 10 you can get that question answered, and they're not going to be, holding you to a grudge or what,
Dude,
some stupid bull crap. So
no bullshit. I know we've been giving you, some shit. That, quite frankly, could be one of the best. Unknowingly, the best compliments or the best thing that you could have ever said was you going to that party and your dad, knowing his industry, saying this is completely different than what he's used to. You're the takeaway of like, man, they're not doing these gatekeeping things. It's not secretive. Everybody's talking to you. Because that, forget all the other bullshit. 100%. That was the point. I still remember the very first time the conversation got started about why we were going to do what we were doing, and it was specifically for that reason.
Oh, you nailed it.
It was specifically for that reason. That was 2017.
There's never been anything like it. There's another gathering at SEMA where everybody in the industry used to always be, and some of them still are. And when you go in there, it's like, dude, you're self-conscious. You walk in, it's like groups of people sitting at tables, and everybody's sort of looking at each other, and there's animosity, and it's like everybody's got their guard up. And I can remember just like even trying to find a place to sit, and you
Clicky.
felt like uncomfortable,
Yeah.
and it's supposed to be. You're like, dude, these are all like we have some cool people in this industry.
We're all in one big clique,
right?
Not a bunch of different ones.
And the reality is, it's more like artists. Everybody has their own way of expressing themselves and the type of car they build.
Yeah.
And you're not in competition. Like, you've got your signature, your trademark. People are going to go to you for a reason. People go to Troy for a reason. People go to the Ring Brothers for a reason. People go to, each and every builder for a particular reason. So,
and every single one of those people that have those reasons, those shops, the people are coming, all of them, more people are coming to them than they can build anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's always enough for everybody.
Yeah, and that's my next point. It's like there's so much work to go around. I'm slowly starting to learn that, but it's like going back to what you said, each builder has their niche. And when you brought it up with Kendig, I think it was Kendig, or I don't know who else it would have been on the podcast that you did, but basically it's like, each of them has their own thing, and you're not going to like take a job out of them just because it's like you get a better price. I think if you got people asking about pricing and stuff, that's just someone, they're trying to use you maybe at that point. Maybe, I don't know if that's what I'm trying to say, but it's like each builder has their own niche. And if a client sees that in the builder, they're going to go to them for that reason. That's,
they find something in what you build that they relate to.
Yeah, you have a brand, I think,
have a core value with.
Exactly.
And,
and at the end of the day too, you mentioned it, talking about like guys being more subcontractors. When you really look at this group of people, like they're all guys that build cars, but we all work together.
Right.
I mean, you can look, and I'll probably miss a name here, but I mean, think about it, right? We build a car. You've got Greening Auto Company wheels, and he's machined some other parts. He builds cars.
Yeah.
Goolsby painted it for us. You've got Ring Brothers hinges and a Rad Rides column or a booster assembly.
BBT mirrors.
At BBT mirrors, and like
Johnson's radiator.
Kendig handles. Johnson's radiator.
And it just keeps going. Like you want to surround yourselves. You've narrowed it down to the right people, and you've got products that work and people that stand behind them.
Yep.
And it is an absolute just killer
Think about
group of
that.
people.
Think about that party, and do like a map, right, of all of the people, everybody, not just companies, every single person that was there, right, and then do like the criminal yarn spaghettis,
because there is some criminal in there.
but of all the money and services exchanged between the think about that. Like
it's basically just a big red ball.
That's
exactly what it is.
Started and like how many people touched it.
I mean, the services back and forth, all different ways, and again to that was the point. To one, it's kind of like that. Hey, everybody's put their best foot forward. Everybody kicked ass to get to SEMA. Everybody's worked their ass off at SEMA.
Yep.
Now, relax. Put the guard down. Everybody can work together. Let's have fucking fun. Let's party, right? And it's amazing the conversations that you can have there, even first time meeting somebody, a newer builder or something like that. And then even as much drinking as everybody does. Like you remember those, you're so-and-so. We had this great conversation, blah, blah. But the amount, you're talking about different companies. Sanders on the brake line clamps. Just every... Right. I think that our niche of the industry, right, in the automotive aftermarket, traditionally, custom hot rods, trucks, muscle cars, this side of things, right, is healthier, specifically because of lowering those clicks, dropping those things, and everybody working together, and lowering the guard, working together, having honest conversations, even if it's sometimes you're like, hey, dude, what the fuck? And then because you're friends, you can get to the bottom of whatever's going on, help out, solve a problem, take care of, do whatever. At the end of the day, the industry is better off for it, but the customer also benefits from it.
Yes.
Because then how many times any customer that comes in here and any customer that goes into any of these shops that we're talking about, your shop included, you got, hey, so-and-so, man, it would be great. Do you think we could use so-and-so, so-and-so? How cool is it to be like, I got a guy. Let me text him. I got the guy. Think about the relationships that you've built and all of these other builds that you can be like, oh,
as soon as he said, like, I'm doing a Corvette, I'm like, you got to get with them and give them the rundown on primers and materials to use to.
You
got a guy.
Sort of build a network.
You build a network. You got the inside scoop, and then even we see it even today. Builders will, customers will come in and they'll start naming stuff and be like, oh man, I was looking at like maybe doing like HRE wheels or something like that. Oh, no problem.
I got a guy.
We got a guy.
Yeah.
I got the guy, you know? And you always have those the guys, right?
And I think like
it's such a different experience.
Yeah, it is. And I think just with anyone who's getting into the industry, people who are similar to my age and stuff, you have to build those connections, and it's not all about going back to the thing earlier, it's not all about ego and what you can do. And like if you're going to build a car and you're going to machine every part on the car and et cetera, it's like you can, but like it's more fun to bring other people into it because everyone works together. And that's what I've learned. Like real quick when I started, I mean, it was really at SEMA with the Shelby was when I learned that it's a lot more connected than I thought. And that was when it was eye-opening for me, is seeing that because everyone was talking to each other. And I just had a lot of different experiences while I was building the Shelby with different people, and it was, you know, holding back secrets, and I'm trying to learn stuff and firsthand. And so when I saw that, I was like, this is completely different. And so I think for me getting to this level so quick, it was because of those contacts that I had made and fostered, but also like before I even built the truck, I had a proposal. I had a 5-page proposal that I sent these companies. I'm like, this is the goal with the truck. This is where I want to do with my business and my career. And I would love to work with you on the truck. And that's how I networked with a lot of the companies, being at SEMA and being able to talk to them face to face, and then sending them that follow-up email and being like, hey, this is the truck I want to do. Would you want to work with me? And that was, you know, it took off from there. But, yeah, a lot of it's just been me working with other people, and you know, like there's no ego to hold because at the end of the day, I mean, I just don't understand why people would be so secretive about stuff. I mean, it's like, what are you going to do with that? I mean, it's just going to give you stress, and you're not going to have any friends in your life.
Unless you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, like, then it's one thing. But like, in this industry, everybody, it's, I mean, I love it. I love the camaraderie, and like, I want to see you succeed. And if there's something that I know that I've failed at and I've figured out that will save you a tremendous amount of headache or propel you, dude, I will gladly share it with you.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you look at that C10 and you don't know, I mean, sure, you see it's your name on it, but the amount of people that you sort of bring into that project to get, you didn't need to machine the hood hinges and design them from scratch. Yeah. Right. Yeah. That would have done absolutely nothing for your name and your image.
Exactly.
Except the truck wouldn't have been finished in at SEMA. Yeah. Because that simple thing, if you had that big of an ego that you're like, I'm making everything.
Yeah. And you got to figure out geometry and I mean, the strength of aluminum. And I mean, it's just
because that customer is not paying for, nor is he benefiting from your ego. Yeah. Because he's only going to benefit from your openness, your quality and design, and your honesty to give him the best product. And if you know that buying some XYZ from company ABC is the absolute best way to give him the best experience for that car, then that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. I mean, he's entrusting you with his money, and so you're responsible making those calls, and that ultimately falls upon your shoulders. So you got to, it's like exactly what you said. It's like you could have $10,000 or more design and machine, and probably more than that, or you could buy Ring Brothers, who they literally specialize in that. Yeah. They got the engineering down pat.
You know the things that you've worked with it for. You've got a process. You've got a relationship with those people, and that cuts both ways for any customers that are out there listening. When somebody's like, I really want to use so-and-so, so-and-so, and the builder says, I don't want to use that. We've had problems with that in the past. I want to use so-and-so, so-and-so. They're telling you because they know, right? They've got your best interest at heart. When you're like, hey, you know what? Don't worry about the motor. I got a buddy of mine that's built it. I'm going to bring that in. When they say, that's probably going to be problems because we've lost untold hundreds of thousands of dollars on the previous 3 builds when somebody's brought their... It goes both ways. When the customer is respecting or trusting you, the builder needs to make sure that they live up to their end of the bargain. Yeah. And when the builder says, "Hey, this," and they get pushback from when the owner says this, the builder's steering you in a different direction. If you got that trust level, it's coming from a place. What we always talked about. It's got to hurt to learn, right?
Yeah,
It's got to
remember it.
You'll remember it when it. So if the guy's like, "No, dude, I'm telling you, never again." If they're saying never again because it was such a painful experience, they've learned.
Yeah.
So don't make them go through that again.
Yeah,
you got to learn though sometimes.
You do have to learn. You do have to learn.
As a young shop starting out, like that's one of the biggest things that we dealt with at the beginning was the customer wanted this motor or this radiator or this fan because he saw it in a magazine.
Doesn't mean they all work together.
Right.
Yeah.
Or they might not be a good piece to begin with. So,
but if it's your first pay and build,
sometimes you
say
don't know
yes to everything.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you don't know that the part's not good.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do know, but you don't have enough experience to say that.
Yeah.
Or stand up to the customer. We learned a lot, in the very beginning. Now it's at the point where it's like you get no options when it comes to mechanical components that we know work in every single car. We're doing proven stuff.
Yeah.
You got to have that track record, I guess, to get there.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
But
what products would you say you learned the hardest on?
Yeah, I appreciate
I'm trying to think. Radiators.
I was about to say probably. I heard on another podcast where radiators have always been touch and go.
Which podcast was that? This one?
One of y'all's, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think y'all asked at one point, and that was one.
About 100% of a certain manufacturer's radiators. Make sure you ground your radiators. Just ground.
Yeah.
There's
a new solution out there.
Ground them. Yeah.
We're not going to talk about it because he ain't paid for it, but I'm just kidding. Yeah.
We've been using a lot of Allen stuff.
Yeah.
Which
Johnson's
is,
radiator.
Like, look,
radiator
there's a place for an aluminum radiator, right? There will always be. But Johnson's radiators, and we've used a couple of them now. I got another one coming in for a new pretty high-end project. And it sort of takes the stress of worrying about when that aluminum radiator is going to crack. You know? It could, because it's not a matter of if,
it's when.
You know what I think's really funny?
What's that?
It just dawned on me, and not to give Alan a huge plug, right? But listen, I think you're going to enjoy this. I'll make it quick.
I was giving him like a good plug, and now are you going to walk that back?
No, I'm not walking it back. Okay. What I think is interesting, specifically about the dynamic of you and Alan, right?
Is that neither of us speak to anybody?
Well, no. Let's listen. Alan has traditionally been a very traditional guy.
Traditionally,
right? Alan's done the things the way he's done. Very traditional, inspired, great style. Alan delves off into some newer technology every now and then, right? But Alan's going to at least style it. So Alan's kind of stuck in his ways is a bad thing to say, but let's just say Alan's a little more stuck in his ways. You, however, are generally not, right? If it's the newest, ball of wax coming down the road, absolutely, let's try it, right? Perpetual, motion, try it. Flying cars, try it. Absolutely. Let's push. Not a negative. I'm just saying, pushing. When it's you and Alan talking, Alan's like, no, I'm telling you, the copper is the way to go, right? You don't have to do this, and this. You can go smaller, stuff, and you're like, we've always used those aluminum, make it bigger.
That is the one area where we sort of don't see eye to eye. I'm like, dude, make it bigger.
It's so funny where he's like, no, you got to understand, this is going to do this, and he's I'm an old school guy though. I want a bigger aluminum radiator.
This is true.
It's so funny to watch two people that are on exact opposite ends of where they normally are.
We'll get there.
Y'all are going to get there.
I wanted to say one thing about the Roadster Shop part before we get too far away from it. But I think with my experience being there with, you had Bryce and Tyler from Adams Brothers there. You had a lot of the other young guys there. I think if it's something doable, I think it'd be cool to offer maybe 5 spots to up-and-coming young guys, maybe on social media, just to get them the exposure to get there. If you see that they're very hard after, I think that could do a lot.
Get there where at SEMA?
No, just to get to the party. Yeah.
Oh, to the party?
At the show or what, and which I know that might be hard just being at the party versus the SEMA show, but it's just a thought. That's something I thought about while I was there, is like, what if there's a couple other young guys out there that are, if they're busting their ass and you see that.
Absolutely.
I think that could just open their eyes to the fact that everyone's working together, that kind of aspect of it.
I like that a lot. And we could even do it as when we set that up, we usually start picking you've got X amount of booths and tables and things, it kind of be nice, because I think you'd find that a lot of the builders would sort of migrate that way and want to.
I'm going to tell you what, Adams Brothers don't get no young gun treatment no more. They're full blown builders.
I went by
right.
the shop.
You bring that many cars, I think. Guess what? Right. Sorry, now you're with us. So you got to compete with us. Yeah, no more young guns.
Yeah, I didn't see any other elves in their shop when I went down there after Dino's. Freaking impressive.
Yeah, that's
just them.
They
there's no secret recipe. It's just
bust ass.
hard work.
Bust ass.
I mean, they're talented kids.
Roadster shop chassis.
Yeah,
bust ass.
Yeah. Just
100%.
You like what I did there?
Yes, I love what you did there.
Hard-working dudes.
No
for
secret.
Sure.
Yeah,
great family. I think
they are. Yep.
That's the secret. And talking to you, I haven't met your parents, but
raised right.
It sounds like you've got a great relationship. They're very supportive of you. You got a lot of these younger guys that have some great mentors, great families, and it's important.
Yeah,
it's sort of always one or the other. I feel like it's either the family life is so poor, and somebody's got such a drive or determination to break out from that.
Yeah.
Or you have so much support and such a great mentor that they sort of bring you up. There's nothing in between.
No,
it's one or the other.
I mean, we've talked about this the last several podcasts, and maybe because maybe that speaks to the volume of what we're talking about, but SEMA really opened our eyes. We all had the same takeaway. A lot of guests that we've had on since then. I don't know of another time. I've been going to SEMA since 2000. So, whatever that math is, 25 years.
That's an easy one.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is in this industry, I cannot remember a time when it's been this positively robust on mass at scale. This many builders at this high of quality at this amount of positivity.
Yeah,
it's never happened.
When we were coming up, there was
zero,
none of that. And like if Boyd Coddington walked by and looked at you and grunted, you're like, oh shit, I talked to Boyd. Like
you were gonna have another interaction with him.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like
Troy did come by a couple times, and that was pretty fucking awesome to shake his hand and have him call out a car that we built. But yeah, I don't know, maybe it's not just none of us had that, so now you have a little bit of that paternal instinct in trying to grow the industry and help it move forward.
Yeah, I regardless of why, I just know it is, and it's
Well, I mean, now you got such a good looking back at it now, like everyone that's in the industry right now, including y'all, Ring Brothers, Will, Big Oak, Jonathan, they're maybe 2/3 of the way through their career, and I think, and Jonathan made the point to me
for the rings.
Well, Jonathan's way older than he looks. Jonathan looks like he's like 17. He's fucker's like in his 50s.
Yeah, he's 50. He's 50 or 51.
Yeah, he's old.
But I think
he ain't got another third left.
I don't know, man. I mean, you never know with him, but
I know his diet. I'm telling you, that's
Red Bull.
It's sugar in the veins, man. That's got to petrify at some point.
I think there's such a good group of guys just out there on, I guess in the industry right now that people like us and the Adams brothers, Michaels, and all these other young guys we can look to, and we got people that we can kind of go to, and I think that's a big part of it, because it's like once those shops either get handed over to their kids, or if they even have interest in taking it over, then it's going to shift from there to there. But you got all that experience that's in them that you need to learn from.
I think you're right, and I do appreciate the humbleness in the giving that credit to the people that are giving you the information. But you and all of these other young guns, right? Adams, Stafford,
Logan,
right? All of these other guys that we've talked about.
Not that young.
No, but as far as business wise, right? Newer to the industry, right? You guys bear a lot of the responsibility because you're willing to interact. you're willing to ask the questions, and you're willing to learn, and you're willing to take advice, and you're also willing to just be fucking normal and not be an asshole about it. And honestly, there is
coming at it the right way. Everyone's very humble and appreciative, and
right. It's a two-way street. Just because somebody's willing to give the information, these same people that are so willing to give the information, right, and help out, would not be so willing if
you're an asshole.
If you're an asshole about it, right? Because it's been that way before.
Well, you're right, and there's two ways of doing like that truck right there. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's better than a lot of things that are out there. So there's two approaches with debuting that. It's either you could walk in like Conor fucking McGregor and be like, fuck you, you old motherfuckers. There's a new sheriff in town, right?
What Josh would have done.
Yeah. There's the Josh. Or there's the like, dude, you walk in and you let the truck speak for itself. I remember you introducing yourself to me, and I want to say
Columbus.
It was Columbus, and then again I talked to you at I think the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
And just dude, I remember it because you were very respectful. I'm like, dude, this is a young guy that's definitely got a lot going for him and is going to do something here. And whether I don't know if I offered you up any advice or if you're like,
probably not
dude,
good
like,
stuff.
But you've approached it the right way, I guess, is what I'm getting at, and I think that's why things are progressing well with the younger builders. Is you've got more talent, very talented young guys that are very respectful and sort of letting the cars speak for themselves. And yeah, I mean, they're just you guys are leapfrogging.
It's a balancing act between like letting the car speak for itself and then also just like you got Instagram now. And that's like when I was doing the Shelby, I didn't really have a big presence on there. The second I started doing this truck, I learned like I'm gonna hit that hard, and so I've been like I do all my own Instagram, social media stuff, Instagram, Facebook, all that, and so, you're trying not to boost your ego by posting certain things because it's a give and draw kind of thing. Because it's like I want my work to just speak for itself because I'm still learning. I'm not at Jonathan's level or Will's level. And so the work, I'm going to do my best and I'm going to put my best foot forward and I'm going to let the work speak for itself and I'm going to get advice or compliments from that and then I'm going to learn from it. But like on Instagram and stuff, you're like primarily, I kind of just like to post pictures of what I'm doing, put a little description, say like, this is how I did this and that. I'm not really like, hey, check this out. It's better than blah, blah, blah. That's, I've kind of learned like, just let your work speak. Do your best work.
Dude, the truck, you're at way more people's level than you think. I promise you that, based on that truck.
What were you gonna say? I said that's the tough one where most guys that I think have your, stature maybe miss the mark, that you're too scared to put it out there. Like you have to promote yourself and you have to get the truck out there. But you may be like thinking that it's coming off as too arrogant or cocky.
Right.
But doing it the right way, I think, is going to be phenomenal for your business and the growth. So
you're building
a brand.
You're building a brand. You're building a business. Like put it out there. You should not feel guilty about that at all. The thing I would say, the thing that bugs me is the emotionally driven posts and comments. Like, dude, it's a business.
Yeah.
Steer clear of that shit. Yeah. Like the amount of things of like, you worked a ton of hours. You don't need the thing about like the sacrifices I've made and like my blood is just dripping down my hands as my soul is just bleeding out of my dude, who gives a shit? Everybody's working hard. Put the car out there.
Let it do its thing.
Yeah, build the brand, build your business, leave the fucking drama and emotion out of it.
Yeah. Show how you built that bumper and the splitter and in process things.
Yeah. And I'm mainly doing that too, just for like other.
Like that.
I got something. I got something good.
I'm mainly also doing that too, just for other young guys, because like when I was doing the when I was doing the truck too, like I didn't really have anything to go by. Tavis did the rendering on the truck, and so other than that, I was completely blind trying to figure out how to do stuff, and so like. I try to post some stuff to try and show that to the other people out there, like young guns who might be trying to do something similar to me. It's like now they got something to look at. I'm trying to leave somewhat of a path maybe for someone else to follow. So,
and you should. I mean, post the hell out of what you're doing. Pump your business, pump the hell out of it. You build a brand, build it.
we little expanding upon a topic, right? Yeah. That's what
we do.
This is what we do. Just hold on and go for the ride. All right.
Okay.
This is we talked about all the great business advice that Roger at Ironworks and Troy from BBT give. Right? They charge for that, and well worth it.
You're about to give something free.
Better for your business than this is. However, once you go through their class and you want to know some real shit, listen to this right here. Right? This is the top 5 things.
This is gonna be priceless. I'm
So
sure.
y'all are chiming in.
Okay. Maybe.
This is the top 5 things that you do not want to see on a. All right.
I know exactly where you're going with this.
Let me phrase this correctly.
Exactly.
For everybody to have the proper plausible deniability, right? So this is the things that Josh Henning doesn't want to see on anybody's Instagram, regardless. However, prefaced, the things that you shouldn't see on any business's Instagram pages, specifically in this thing.
In order?
Is this going to be like Family Feud?
Is
This is going to be like Family Food.
Survey says.
Yeah.
This is a question?
So
Because I know exactly.
I know one of them.
no, number one in no order, right?
You want me to say it?
Go ahead.
For you?
Go ahead.
Is this me saying what I'm thinking or me saying what I know is Josh's number one?
You go ahead and pick my number one.
Your kids.
Nobody want to see your kids. That's number one.
Toddlers or infants on your company Instagram page.
Yeah, no point in it. No.
And I'm not saying that because I'm a good person.
Yeah.
And I love my kid. I love your kids.
No.
I love kids.
I'm gonna. This is
But
for.
I'm answering.
I forget
for
his
you.
name right now. Great listener from Canada that I give a lot of shit because he had a lot of pictures of his kids on there, and he always comments. I think he's yeah. No,
Again,
it's
full
not.
disclaimer.
It's not ever.
That's not my
It's not.
observation.
It's not ever. But if you go to your tiles, and it's heavier on the kids than any other things, it's a little too much, right? On a business page, right? So that's number one. There's places that your wife can post your kids on Facebook all she wants to.
Holiday cards.
Yeah,
They're great.
all those things. If I gave you the follow for a reason because you sent a cool picture of something, I'm expecting more similar of that. I promise you I didn't follow you because of your kids, right? There's never been a time I've seen a picture of kids. I'm like, man, that's cool. I'm into that. Let me follow that guy.
Cool looking little kid.
No, but if I followed you because you built a cool knife or you did something like that, and then you flood me with pictures of your kids, that's a unfollow. Anyway, so that's number one. Number two,
Just to make a ton of fans today.
How many pictures of your kids do you have?
he ain't got no kids.
Oh, all right, you're safe.
Yeah, look, he ain't even got a girlfriend yet. We've already put him through the initiation gauntlet.
He's in the safe zone here, I think.
So number two,
going. Number
tell
two.
me if I'm wrong. Number two,
Yeah.
no injury or hospital pictures. Right?
We all get fucked up at some point.
Yeah.
Something always happens.
But the thing is, it's always framed in a like
Oh, woe is me.
and it's like, oh, that is that it? Oh, it's his leg, and then it's a tile of like, okay, yeah, you got IVs hooked up to you, and then it's generally followed with what I consider the number 3 worst way is when it's a paragraph, when you have to scroll and it's just words, blah blah blah,
Yep.
and you've taken it, that's too much,
Okay.
way too much,
So that's the top.
because it goes to your emotional like.
Yep. So we're in line on that one.
Right. But am I wrong about the fucking hospital and I broke this and blah, I cut this and stuff like that?
Unless it's like a cool story.
If it's
Yeah,
I
a
was gonna
cool
say
one.
story would be
A cool one, yeah. Like
if it's a fabricator
like
and they're
Travis
like
Pastrana.
thumb's gone,
Yeah.
yeah,
like-
like Travis Pastrana, like that's cool. Like, dude, look at I just broke the shit out of everything.
my hips used to be where my hips
Like-
my hips are where my shoulders are.
Whoa.
Like that's you're fuck. Oh,
That'd be
yeah.
impressive.
Yeah.
yeah, or yeah, like you said, like I feel like a cut off disc just cut half my head off.
Yeah, but because when
And
you're
I'm still working.
when you're scrolling through and you're like badass shit, cool fabricating, this is awesome, this is awesome. Oh fuck, he cut his
Like
thumb
the-
off.
the-
Wow.
The dude
I
that
had my tonsils removed.
the guy that the 50 cal backfired and went through his neck, and he like, yeah, dude, you're badass. You tied that shit off, and you sort of walked it off, like, and survived.
I don't want to. I guess we should preface this.
Okay, pretty cool.
massive injury doing something cool gets an okay. I'm not saying I love it, but it gets an okay. But turns out I got an infection. Turns out you got one less follower. That's what you got because not interested. Do not care who you are. If we're that good of friends, you could have texted me. And it doesn't need to be.
Kidney stones are a bitch. No more Mountain Dews.
Thought it was staph. Turns out it's something worse. That's disgusting. I don't want to see that leg infection, right?
Okay.
And yeah.
We got it. So you've
agree or disagree?
Agreed. You've laid out your top 3.
Go. Yeah.
You got 2 more.
You keep going. Well, we all know.
Those are the 3 I know of that you speak of often. Beyond that, I don't. Where are you going with the next 2?
I personally, and this could be shifted around, or somebody else could put another 4 that beats it. I don't like you can tell the facial expression before you click on the video, right? And it's the guy. Hey guys, just got to tell you, been a long week. It's that emotional. I'm going to walk you through how hard all this stuff's going on, blah, blah. The woe is me, this and this and this and this and this. And
that sort of lands back to number 3, though, of just the emotional.
But the emotional, number 3 is hospital, right?
Sorry,
number 3 is.
Number 2 was it?
Yeah. It's I'm absolutely begging for work, but I'm not going to be acting like I'm begging for work.
Okay. And in the number 5 spot?
This one's gonna hurt some feelings.
As if the other 4 didn't.
This one's gonna hurt some feelings, but I think that there's a larger majority of people that are gonna laugh, even if they hadn't never noticed it before.
Before you say it, we are at what is it? 10,900.
We're 11 at this point.
11,000.
We're
How
11.
many are you going to drop?
Okay. Let's see if we can get sub 9,000.
Oh, you think you're going to drop that many? No. Don't.
Let's see.
No. Do not put that out there.
Dude, as I open my phone, though, it's like fucking Henry at Steadfast.
That's a good dude.
God,
better guy and amazing.
He knows how to make a fucking hot rod sit.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. Now, that's somebody that I'd absolutely tell you, get yourself a badass 32 chassis from Henry. He knows what he's doing. You guys are going to be fucking pussies about this too, because we've talked about it, and you're going to be like, oh, no, I don't know. That's fine. I'll take the hit.
When have I ever done something like that? Go ahead. Lay it out there, and if I agree, I will back you up 100%.
Major car event is going on.
I'm with you.
And
yes.
I'm with you.
So a major car event's going on,
Yes.
such as SEMA, such as Detroit, such as something else.
Well, let's say SEMA 2025.
SEMA 2025 is happening, right? Your truck's on there. The Roadster Shop booth's on there. These cars are debuting on there. Somebody that doesn't have a vehicle there, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
SEMA 2025
takes me back.
Reminds me of
2018.
2016. I debuted this car at SEMA. I cannot stand that.
Like, great, dude. It was 2016. Nobody gives a fuck.
I don't think he held back.
Nope.
I told you if I agreed, I'd back it up, dude. And I will back you up.
I just cannot. We thought if that thing was cool in 2016, we all thought it was cool in 2016.
We don't need to see it again in 2025.
Right. That's.
Or if it was that cool, bring it out. We'll look at bring out the G-Force CUDA again. I'll look at it again. It's badass.
Yeah, 100%.
You don't need
because
to talk
then
about
you'd be like, that's a perfect fucking example. If Alan would have showed up with Angie's Firebird, and also been like, oh, dude, you know,
cool if I bring the G-Force
we brought
CUDA.
the G-Force CUDA.
Fuck yeah, dude.
But fuck yeah, let's see that thing again. If Alan would have debuted her car, right, and be like, oh, seeing Angie's car makes me think about 2009 when we debuted the G-Force CUDA. Like, we all remember that. That's stupid. Don't do that. If you don't have anything to bring to the table, it's not a shot that you don't have anything that year, right? Yeah. That would literally be like the fucking Patriots taking out a Super Bowl ad. Oh, great Super Bowl. I remember when we won it 6 years ago. That's not this year. That's stupid.
You got to come up with a new acronym for
Yeah.
a variation of FOMO.
There's probably
Yes, it is.
There's a time and a place and probably a way to preface it, but just the simply like it's SEMA time again, which reminds me of the like no, dude.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
but because the reason is that's a lie. That didn't remind you of anything.
because there's
You're
a
like,
pretty
man,
good chance-
everything's going on. I don't have anything there. How can I get out in the line? And it's not there's great shops out there that just don't have a car every single fucking SEMA.
Right.
There's nothing bad with that. It's you're right. We got to
Fear
come up with a
of
new
not getting
acronym.
Noticed.
What's that?
Fear of not getting noticed.
Yeah.
Fear of not getting noticed. Fun.
That's a tough one.
FNG.
Funga.
Yeah.
Glennon. Yeah, I don't know what. Do you disagree with any of those?
No.
All right, good. I just wanted to have your co-signing
I think
on that because
well,
it was you that said it as well.
I might add one to it.
Yes.
Oh,
please do.
Yes.
And this is social media stuff on your social media, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it would be on one of your top 5, but
It might bump one of mine if this is that good.
Well, you double tapped on emotion, so I think you.
You're right.
and I'm coming out of my comfort zone saying this, but hot women. I think that doesn't need to be on your social media page.
I mean, before we edited it out, I sort of touched a little bit on it. I mean, I'm guilty of doing a portion of that. It wasn't anybody that's in my family. It wasn't my.
I guess we should, if
Wife.
we can expand and then decide to cut it out after.
Let's tell you.
But
Let's talk about it.
I want to
Just
get.
period.
I think there's
So-
a place, but if you're doing it like for me, growing my business, I'm also more Christian minded, so I'm trying to represent myself in a positive, family friendly manner.
So you're all right. So you're coming from the aspect of not a bikini clad model hanging all over a vehicle.
Yes.
Okay.
Specifically,
Just that's
like
just
an
my
OBS
thing.
pickup truck.
We've-
It wouldn't be. It would be
So we've violated
not the
that,
best look.
unfortunately. But it was we
It was
were
in the
you don't
era
remember
of-
you don't remember 90s trucking magazines, right? We were recreating
No,
that
I know-
whole vibe.
Yeah, and I know that was a thing. So
Yeah.
I'm out of the. That's what I was saying.
Gotcha.
I'm out of my zone.
That was more of a throwback versus like, hey, this is what we do.
Right.
So I'm going to give ourselves a pass.
Yeah.
On that.
I mean,
And I didn't know that. What you know.
I know, I get it, I get,
So-
it, but
So
I
I can definitely agree with you, and then there's a portion I can disagree because I've sort of broke your rule, and the reason I get something in my head and it's like I'm not thinking about anything. I'm thinking this is a good idea. Let's do it. Right. And with the OBS truck, I'm like, dude, it was the poster, right? And let's just fucking do it.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
there was nothing wrong with
A
it.
lot of people didn't like it, so I can definitely see where you're coming from. And on our marketing, it's not something we regularly do.
No, yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think there's a sense of class that goes with it.
Yeah.
And there's a time and a place when
It was a chant.
when
It's a throwback.
When something like if I ever built a Countach,
Yeah.
I would break that rule, and you would not like it because I'm definitely putting
it
a
was
chick
with
in
a
some
car-
high bikini.
Yeah. I think.
Standing up next to the Countach, but
Yeah, I mean, if it's with a car or something, I get where Josh is coming from. But if it's like completely not car related, I don't know. But,
So
you know, but I know it's a touch.
no, you're not. I mean, you're not out of line on that.
no, you're not. You're 100% not out of line. I think that there is.
But that's also just me because I got I'm starting a business, and so that just doesn't.
There's companies out there that do that
Yeah.
with no relation to any business thing, just to boost following.
Yeah,
right?
exactly,
It's just,
exactly.
It is
Yep.
what it is. So has no place.
Yep. I think it's like a case by case basis. It just depends kind of what your goals are and where you're wanting to take stuff. I mean, just like blatantly obvious kind of or blatantly honest of where I'm trying to like, I guess, match my social media to is someone like Chip Foose, Roadster Shop, Kendig, Rad Rides, that, I'm looking at their pages and I'm like, what pictures are they posting? how are they going about posting it? So for me, start my business, that's been my go-to, at least for,
Yeah, my initial takeaway was it needs to be a business page, not here's something we built, here's my family vacation, here's my kids doing this, here's something we built.
My stance on kids.
I mean, like
if you're running a business, run it as a business.
Yeah.
Keep a personal page for your personal stuff.
Yeah.
I think a lot of guys try to play it, like tug at the heartstrings with that. Flip side, like, if your wife's the one doing the marketing for you, well, use it here and there, not in a
if you get
appropriate way, but
if you get like an award at a show and your family's with you, I think
that's different.
Yeah. That's
don't be afraid to post a picture of your family, right? Like,
that's not what I was saying.
I think people get a little wrapped up in it because this is one of the few businesses that you sort of live. So your life kind of intertwines with it. And that's where with social media, I think people just get lost in it. It's like, where's the divide of my life and my professional career? Right. And it just sort of, they intertwine and then they just spew it all out in one giant.
And that's some of what to do with the reason. That's half of it's too, just because of the industry we're in. Everyone owns their own shop and, it's just, you're trying to manage everything, do everything. Right. And so some of that comes from that too, just by that nature. So
yeah, but another Facebook account is free.
Yeah.
Like that's another 3 seconds worth of work.
One last piece of advice business-wise that I would give before we get into standard questions, just because we're full of bangers. I would...
this is either going to be the best or worst podcast that we've done.
Well,
I hope it's not the worst for my sake.
Great segue, because a personal piece of advice I would give is, at your stage in career, as nice of a person as you are, the quality of builds that you're doing, I would probably screen the podcast that you go on in the future to where it's going to present you in the best light, and not come on with 3 absolute horrendous horrible people.
I wasn't saying that.
I didn't get too bad.
I wasn't saying that the podcast was going to perform poorly because of you. It was going to be our influence on it would be the thing that tanked it, right? I think people are going to really enjoy your story. I'm honest with you, you're a very impressive young guy. What you've built is fucking awesome. The business you've got, the quality you're building, everybody's going to love hearing about it.
No, it's going to be one of the top 3 visually and audibly difference of, so a good person that cares about the right things, and 2 degenerates, right? And then
it's a start.
And then Phil comes in. That's yes, 100%.
Was the first half that bad?
Oh,
no, first half was good. It got worse when you got in here. Honestly, you would think it would be the opposite. Yeah, when the chaperone got here, we was like, "Oh, fuck it, we can do whatever."
What else? Where are we going? Where's business going? What are you trying to do? Where's the growth? What's the next step?
So I'll just go through a little bit, just some background, just on, I guess, kind of how we came about the building and going from the business and stuff. So me and my parents had purchased we were going to build a shop down we have about 800 acres of land further out in Lexington, Georgia.
About 800.
Hunting, yeah, about 800.
Give it take.
Around there, a little bit.
You down in Georgia, you lose a couple acres every now and then. You just never know. If it ain't fenced in, you might lose 1 or 2.
But we were planning on building out there, and within 2 months of us getting a surveyor out there, just get property lines posted and stuff like that, this building came available. A lot closer. It was right off Highway 78 in Lexington. It's not, you don't have to go down these back roads to get to it. None of that stuff. You can get tractor trailers in there fine. So we went and looked at it, and the people that owned it, they were doing a lot of metal recycling there. I think they were doing grading in the front. They kept all their grading equipment in the front, and then the back was just, there was metal as tall as pine trees. So it was about 40, 50 feet of just scrap metal. And so
it's a lot of mitigation.
It was a lot. And then they had batteries scattered all over the place. It was
all the things you want on property.
All the things you want. So
a little bit of an environmental issue.
They dabble in some tires over in the back corner.
Yeah, they had everything you could think of. So we decided to look at it, and my mom, she manages a city outside of Athens, and so that's what her job is. She's a city administrator, so she has her master's in business. That's all she does. She organizes projects. She works with other contractors and stuff. And so, when we were looking at the property, she was like, "Can you kind of see the vision I have?" And at the time, it was like, "Holy crap, I don't know about this." And like, is this the right move for us? And so we were like, if we can get in the contract that the current owner would clean up the property and do all that, I think it would be a good idea, and we could maybe make it work. So we put in the proposal of that, and we had 2 companies come out, Roll Off being one, and to clean up the property, it would have been $150,000. And that's without the EPA being out there and doing other stuff. And so they ended up cleaning it up. We had the EPA and the EPD out there. They did their field samples and verified that everything was clean and within range. And so we're like, all right, well, I guess this is it. So, and we got in at the right time, and purchased the property upon working on stuff and starting to figure out kind of the layout of stuff. We found some other stuff in the office primarily that had to be taken care of. There were 2x12s that gotten completely eaten through with termites that the inspectors just didn't see. So that turned into a project. And so by the end of it, we have gutted that entire building, gutted all the previous electrical because they had a residential panel in a commercial building. So we got with Georgia Power, got a new panel, had to buy all that stuff. And this is also for young people. If you're trying to get a shop, try to do it at your house for
as long as you can.
Write that out as long until you can.
Oh my God. And we didn't know, cause this is something new to us. And Georgia Power, they wanted $8,000 just for the panel.
Yep.
We put a 1800 service, on the building. It's all single phase. And so, we worked with people we know in the industry, electrical contractors, plumbing contractors, and HVAC. And we did all the work in the building, gutted it, redid everything up to code like it should have been in the first place. And then that was kind of the scope on that. But the goal has been to get a paint booth in there because it didn't have a paint booth. And I painted the truck at Athens Technical College. And so that's where the truck got painted, and I moved it to my shop because I didn't have a paint booth. And so
that's cool.
We just finished building a 4,000 square foot expansion onto the existing 3,000 for paint and assembly. And I was telling Josh earlier, after walking around y'all's shop out here, is like we've been trying to keep everything separated. I learned that in school really quick just because our collision shop is just spread out at the school just because of funding and other things. And so I have a dedicated fabrication shop, a dedicated refinishing shop, a dedicated paint shop, and an assembly shop. So everything, as I grow, I can accommodate more projects and they're not going to overlap and stuff like that. And so I would say the overall goal with my business has been to get that next client. I ended up with the truck being at SEMA. It got a lot of buzz. And then before SEMA in March, I met with Scott's buddy Dale, who has that 63 Corvette. And so I decided I was going to take on that project, get him going on that. He already had a chassis. We had to get some stuff straightened out on it and get that going. We got him a LT4. And I'm in the process of getting with Mark Buller about getting that carbon T56. He wants to do that. And so
that's the way to go.
We're going to get that going. And then, but I would say the long-term goal is, I've learned quick just through my mentors is not taking too big of a step early. I've learned that can be detrimental without the proper planning.
There's a sweet spot.
There's a sweet spot. And I think right now where I need to be is 2 projects at a time. That way I have one that can be worked on if I'm waiting on parts on the other. I always have something to be working on. And then we're doing some chassis stuff on the side where if a client wants a chassis and they want it powder coated, painted, whatever they want, we'll take care of the whole chassis where you can basically, and the goal is just to build the chassis and deliver to the client.
Just build them a roller.
Exactly.
Outfitted.
Yeah.
As much as you can.
That's my goal. Cool. And do that. My goal is for my dad at some point to join on with me, and he can focus on the sales side, the stuff in the office. We have everything set up at the moment where everything seems like it's going to work really well. But I have a couple of guys in the background that I can pull on pretty quick if I need. But it's like I feel like I need to get at least a year doing, at least one build, maybe two, but get a good rhythm going. Cause for the past 3 years, I've been working on the truck, but also renovating a shop. So I've just been all over the place. And now I need to transition just to building cars. And that's been the next thing. And so hopefully in January, we'll have the shop done. We unloaded a GFS downdraft paint booth last week. Got that in there. And so we'll have everything at our disposal finally to where I can bring in a project and have everything at the shop I need to carry out that project and that work. Sure. But yeah, that's kind of the goal. And I think idea. Yeah. And I think working, like I said early on, is just working with other people in the industry to do stuff. So I got one good buddy, Rockford Smith. You might have seen him at a show. So he had the square body that was next to my C10 at SEMA, the one with the red, white, and blue. So he was a young gun. He got a young gun ticket this year to be out there at SEMA, and so he's one of my mentors. He worked for Brian Fuller, so he did a lot of the body and paint over there. Cool. And so now he's got his own shop he's putting together. He's doing the same thing like I did. And we were taking apart a paint booth for him. He came over, helped me unload mine, and I took a telehandler on a gooseneck over to Duluth, and we pulled apart a whole paint booth over there. And so me and him help each other get each other's backs and stuff. And so, but I think we're going to be definitely bouncing stuff between each other just to, alleviate some of that, the stress of you got to do everything. Cause at the end of the day, you don't have to do everything. Like if I'm better on this, like if I'm better with metal fab and I got 2 cars waiting to come in for metal fab, the smart thing and business thing to do is shift that one to him, let him do the body on it. When it gets back, I'll paint it. And then he's getting business, I'm getting business. We're both helping each other out. And so, cause he's building him a new shop now, and, we're the same age. And so we're trying to, get each other up there. So
that's great. I gotta say, I'm so impressed at the way all of you younger guys are approaching this, because like years ago when we were...
It's because of your podcast.
Well, I don't know about that, dude. But years like when we were younger, it was just like everybody, you're going to do everything, and there was no thought. Like it was literally just work 7 days a week, work all the hours, and just build the baddest ass thing you could build. And like anybody you talk to that's sort of our age, that was like the exact recipe. But listening to you guys, the way you're like departmentalizing your shop and prioritizing like how you're going to build and having a backup car and not like getting out in front of your skis and bringing in a dozen cars and just grabbing a bunch of guys.
I think you ran it through AI.
Maybe it is. Yeah. I mean,
AI
I just admit much more.
AI would be like, why are you doing this, you moron?
Yeah, find another fucking career. I would say. I've never punched that in there. Like, what do you think about building custom cars? Like, old cars and chassis.
You are dumb.
Mental Health Institute. But no, I mean, just a testament to some of the guys that are out there is, Bryce, Tyler, Logan, Michael, Rockford. A lot of these guys are... None of us are trying to compete with each other. And that's the cool thing. It's like we're all young. We're all starting our own businesses. We're all trying to get our name out there. And it's like we're not like we don't want to compete with each other because we have friendships. And at the end of the day, like if I need something, I know I can call one of them. And if I need to shift something or if they need to shift something, that I think that's a huge benefit in starting a career in this industry is having people like that. If you need help, you can count on them.
Yeah, that's really cool to see starting out and just having that support structure in place. Because as we started, it was nobody wanted to talk about anything. Yeah, and like you'd have to be friends with somebody for like 5 years before you can like breach a topic of, hey, we're maybe having a little bit like a tiny like one time we had this almost issue of this.
And it wasn't even us. It was like somebody else, but I'm trying to help them out.
Once you break the ice, like, oh fuck, we have the same problem, and then like. As you get 4 or 5 guys, then they all have the same problem. But one guy found the solution, but he was scared to tell anybody.
Yeah.
So it's cool to have that support kind of group there to watch everybody grow together.
Yeah,
and
right. Yeah, and I mean, going back to like the big guys there in the industry, like when I was painting the truck, that color was the hard. I mean, that's also that's the second car I've ever painted fully complete. But that color was the biggest pain to paint because it's got so much coarse metallic, it's got a lot of fine metallic, and getting the spray pattern right, because, you know,
is it water or solvent?
Solvent, yeah. Solvent, 55 line.
Did you spray it all together?
No.
You panel painted it?
So the bed was painted 1 week. The following week, the cab was painted. And then the week after that, doors, cowl, fenders, hood, grill, bumper were all painted. Wow. And that truck matches, like, perfectly. I mean, there's a couple areas you could probably pick up on if you had really good damn eyesight, but it's extremely hard to see. And that was like one of the things that I worried about. And so when I painted it, I had all my sheets out, all my notes, the mix formulas, the humidity, temperature, air pressure, gun distance. I recorded myself to make sure that I, like, if I'm
spray
going
pattern stuff and
keeping it all the same, because like you want to paint it like it was on the vehicle. And so, but like I had issues with the hood and modeling it, so I had to respray the hood because I had model, and I was like, I don't know why it's doing this. And so I called Jonathan, and he kind of walked me through some stuff, and then I called Rockford. So me and Rockford are like 40 minutes away from each other. So I called him. I'm like, hey, I got the hood prep. Can you come over? Because he's been painting a little bit longer than I have. He's done a lot more complicated jobs. And so I'm like, can you come over and help me just eyeball it, see if you catch something I'm doing wrong? So he came over, and we sprayed it. We got figured out. But it's like I could pull on him to come over and just help me get through that, because I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't have the experience yet to figure out if there is something I'm doing wrong, because painting's just like, it's, you might or might not have a problem, and it might not be your skill. It's just, it could be something completely out of the blue that's throwing you off. It could be a chemical.
Well, the cool part is you don't figure it out.
Coke machine.
Cool part, you don't figure it out until you got another like
no longer with us.
600 hours in it. You know what I'm saying? When you're like on the paint side of things,
it's always going to fight you. That's the one portion of the build that's like, you used to talk about the hood modeling. Like there's going to be some aspect of that vehicle that's going to get repainted. Like,
where did that come from? That's new.
You could spray it exactly the same way 5 times, and you'll get a different result
every single time. Yep. Yeah. So I mean, that was the biggest challenge for me, and like I learned, like, doing that and doing the truck is like, you know, everything I want to do in my career is on the other side of hard. So if you want to do something like the truck, it's like it's not going to be easy. There's a reason why the pro guys are doing it at this level, and it's because it's difficult, and that's what I wanted to do. And the paint just required that kind of stuff, but I kind of learned early on when I was doing the Shelby, because I painted all the stripes on that car, and I ran the same issues on that. And it's like, you don't freak out about it when it happens. You just have to get in that groove and just get it done, and then get on the other side of it. But
I don't want to like steer this off track, but as I'm looking at it, we're talking about paint and body. How did you approach the doors to fenders on that? Yeah, those trucks, they're not exactly like you can lay a straight edge on them, right? They're not meant to be that way, but the truck looks slick. And I remember seeing the panel gaps, and the way that the truck blended was really nice. I mean, are you like shrinking down door skins? Are you tipping panel edges?
Yeah, all the seams, because the Heim joints on those doors, like if you put a straight edge, because they were brand new doors, even the original
There's
ones,
a lot of crown.
There's crowned a ton. So I shrink the center of the doors on both sides. I had to shrink the fenders on the flat portion, and I shrink some of the bed. The whole bed, I basically started with 2 bed sides, put it on a Carl iron machine, framed it, and then I basically set the width of the bed to the cab once I had the doors on. So I got that body line perfectly straight with a level. I have a 6-foot ruler I use.
Well, the bed sides are typically like proud.
Yeah,
on
they are.
Yeah.
So that was the trick. And then, but yeah, primarily it was a lot of shrinking on that. And then the hood, I had to do some on that as well, getting that flat.
And these are the things that when you look at the truck and you appreciate it for being super high end and it's impactful. And all the guys were like, I'm going to build a badass C10. Like, this kid built one. I'll build a killer C10. People don't understand, like, that aspect, the level of what goes into it that isn't just the wheels, the obvious things.
The cool
like,
shit.
You can see the obvious things that you've done, right? You can recognize the notch in the front bumper, the little splitter, the inner fenders. Like, you can see the modifications that hit you in your face, but you don't see the things that make it great
until they're not great.
Well, yeah, when they're bad,
you see the bad things. if it was bad.
Yeah.
But the things that are done good on the not cool things, like you said,
Yeah.
lineups
It's like-
are glazed right past.
Cars and like cabinetry, like you just walk up and you know it's high end, but you don't know why.
Exactly.
And like it just looks right. And you could have something that's painted the exact same color sitting next to it.
Yeah.
Like you can walk into a house and be like, white cabinets, this looks like they came from Home Depot. And the next one, you're like, holy shit, this thing's amazing.
Yeah.
Really hard to tell why unless you know like what you're looking at.
Yeah, what to look for. Yeah. I mean, I didn't do a whole lot of shrinking and stretching before, or at least using a shrinking disc on doors and stuff before, and so that was something new for me. But I mean,
Is that what you're doing? Is just bringing them in with a shrinking disc,
shrinking disc, and then cooling them real quick, and then just wash.
Sundowner?
sun chaser?
Sun chaser.
One of the guys. I mean, a lot of guys make them, but
Yeah.
it's tough to manch. I mean, that can get away from you.
Yes,
Like,
very quick.
You can go flat this way and also
well, once it's
like, oh, I shrunk it inward.
once it's sort of flat, it can have a tendency of going the other way.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
because you got to leave.
And then
some-
you're really messed up.
right. It's a fine line of leaving enough crown in the panel to sort of support it and still get the shape of the car. That is an absolute battle.
Yeah, I
but
mean-
it shows the finished product.
Yeah.
Is
I've
been amazing
I've
because of
been.
that.
It's been years, but there's been a couple of precipice moments that I remember on shrinking some things to get everything, especially when you're talking about straight edge shit before you're fixing to start doing your premium lightweight body filler work.
Premium lightweight. I've never heard it called
That's
that.
very well
That's
floated out there.
At least
That's
you didn't
the-
call it Bondo like everyone else
Yeah,
does.
premium lightweight body filler.
That's more.
That's exactly that's what it says on the. That's
Yeah,
what it
I
says
know.
on the can.
Right.
Yeah, that's the professional way to say it.
Mud.
So when you start doing your mud work, right before you start doing that, and you're doing that straight edge thing, you know that you're gonna do some shrinking disc work. You're gonna do some tip and edges. You're like, that's probably a little. Start doing all that, fine. There's been I can think of like 3 or 4 different times, right, with different metal guys, body guys, stuff. I'm like, man, I'm just gonna do just a little bit of heat work, like
Boom.
right.
Boom.
I'm just going to do one right there. I think if I can just heat that and quench that right there, right? I'll just do the small little tip. I'm just going to do
Kiss it.
less than a dime size, right? We're just going to do a little.
What are you shrinking with the dent puller with the shrinking or
Well,
the torch?
The dent puller is less destructive.
Stud welding.
Stud work. You know, it's like because 12 to 15 doesn't get any work, right? So then you're like, oh, 12 to 15. So 35 later, you're like, now I'm fucked, right? But like torch work, where it's just like, oh, just gonna hit it right there,
Just
right?
kiss it.
It's the time that decision is just like deciding to paint a car. That decision to just hit it that one time, because I think that's going to bring that's going to bring it down, right? $100,000 mistake.
Yeah, because it's the only it's the only time it turns it into a fucking volcano. It's like, why didn't it go down?
You know exactly what I'm talking about. There's been are you all right?
Backfired.
We'll hit it over here, right? And then that'll instantly goes
Those are
bad.
the low crown panels, or like just adjusting panels, is very tricky. Like,
Well, I had like a week and a half, and that's all I was doing for 60 hours.
yeah,
Just over the week and a half, 2 weeks, is just working on getting the panels flat. And then that's not even including getting all your gaps fixed in the
Yeah.
panel.
Yeah,
You
that's
still
a
got
whole
to do
nother
that.
deal.
And get the Heim joints flat. So
right. The biggest problem I see, I've experienced, is that you, like, when you manipulate panels like that, the longevity of it can bite you in the ass. You so want these things to look like a fucking mirror, or like you're looking down a sheet of flat, like when you just look down flat water. When
Yeah, but they
water's
have
like
crown
glass.
in them for a reason. They got a little strength.
Yeah, and then
You
like,
just spent all that time putting all them bead rolls and them inner fenders, and now you're going to make them
they
doors
need
flat.
some support. I mean, I've seen it. I've fought it on like deck lids and things, because you got certain deck lids that don't want to blend into like a rear body panel or into a quarter panel. And some deck lids are just so proud, right? And you take it all out, and then just first car show out there, that thing sits out in the sun. Or you flip the booth on bake, and you're like, I know that panel was straight.
It was.
Yeah.
It's just not anymore.
It's a
It was.
It's a topographical map.
It's a slippery slope. Like you gotta know when
It's
to
a
draw the
basin.
line. But
That's just don't do a basin.
right,
Yeah, because every time you, at least I'm using a shrinking just because it's a little bit more manageable for me. I've seen guys use torch, and I think that's skill, and I haven't really dipped into that yet. But
Don't.
yeah, I'm not too interested. But the if you don't know where to shrink, you can get into a lot of trouble quick. And you have to, you don't shrink it. It just depends how long you're putting the disc on there and then how quick you're cooling it, because it could get to where it's like a soda can. Now you're dealing with that, and then you got to take care of that and go around it to try and get to tighten up. So it's a lot of different things.
It's tricky, man. I was sort of fortunate that my temper taught me about shrinking and stretching. Like years ago, the very first thing I did when I was like 18 years old was welding patch panels, lower cowl patches into a Model A. And the weld, you weld it, and obviously that's tightening up. And in my mind, I just thought like, I had this snap-on shrinking hammer, big old shrinking hammer. And to me,
Waffle
I thought
hammer.
like, I need to shrink this.
Hammer the shit out
What
of
the
it.
hell I was doing. So like right on, on dolly and like things, it's like nothing's happening. And that never came out good. You just sort of like caved it. And I was a kid, right? But later in my career, early in my career, welding up some like crazy flat hood side on a 32 that I put some wild modification and this thing just like curled up. And I was so pissed off that I start like beating this thing like right where I welded it on the bench, like on the metal bench. And all of a sudden it's like laying itself down. Because at that era, I didn't have somebody I could reach out to be like, dude, this panel's fucked.
Right.
Like, what do you do after you weld?
Hammer the shit out of that weld.
I did everything exact it was beautifully fit and butt welded, and then it just went to crap. And all of a sudden, like beating the crap out of it on a flat bench on the part that I just welded because I was pissed off, and all of a sudden the panel's like laying itself down and behaving. And I'm like, it was like the aha moment. I mean, I wish I had a guy in my Rolodex at that point, or on my iPhone.
Yeah, it was a Rolodex.
Back then. But to reach out to be like, dude, what do you do?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah. And I did as we like progressed, and I got a little older and got a little more skill. Like I made contacts, and there was like Clay Cook was always a guy I could reach out to that would get me out of trouble. But
Clay was the best.
not to come sort of full circle back to like just having those contacts to help you out on that stuff's great.
Well, dude, we've reached the point in the episode where it's standard questions time. Standard questions brought to you by HRE, the standard in wheels. You're a lot younger than some of us.
How old's your dad? Just out of curiosity.
Josh's age, probably.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
You want to guess?
52?
No.
That's a good guess.
49.
You're 24? 26?
26.
26.
58.
You're getting closer.
That is good.
A couple of really good numbers there, in Josh's opinion.
60? 59.
He's over 60.
Huh?
Over 60. You got any brothers, sisters?
Yeah, I have two brothers. I'll tell you about them. You think I picked the crazy career.
What do they do?
My middle brother graduated from Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Well,
That's
he got
right.
denied UGA, so he was like, all right.
Second best.
Alabama gave me a full scholarship. Time to get there. So, no, he graduated.
I don't have a comeback for that.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Who won this year? In
It's
the
not over
football
yet.
game?
It's not over
match?
yet. We play tomorrow night. Well, at this time, it might be over yet. So let's not talk about football.
He works at SpaceX, so he got hired on as an engineer, and he is one of their youngest guys over there. He's been working. It's kind of cool how it works. So
Wonder what he would have done if he would have went to Georgia. Probably not SpaceX.
Not that. Yeah. He's doing some pretty wild stuff over. He sends me pictures of stuff, and it's freaking nuts, the stuff they're working on. So he has to do technical before he can get even put in engineering, which is a smart thing. Learn how everything works, the technical side of things, the maintenance, he's rigging stuff, cranes, moving rockets and stuff around. So, but yeah, he's down there, and he's 23. And then my youngest brother is at Tennessee. Yeah, we got all three. Great, it's nuts.
Really?
Yeah.
You got a younger brother?
Yeah, he's doing chemical engineering.
You're just one of those like smart ass families, dude. You got good genetics.
Well, my mom and dad bust our balls because like we don't know where y'all came from because it ain't us.
Must be nice. Must
be nice.
Yeah.
Where'd your parents go to school?
My mom went to University of Georgia. My dad went to University of Georgia. So my dad has it's agricultural engineering degree. So it's like a scope of electrical, civil, and mechanical.
Oh, okay.
And that was before UGA had branched into a full engineering school. And then my mom, she went to University of Georgia, and she's got her master's in business administration. So
good area down there in Georgia, Athens, Georgia. Great part of. You've never been down in North Georgia area.
I heard this. You listen to the song "Athens, Greece"? Remember that song? Country song.
No. From who?
REM's from Athens.
Yeah, I know. We don't talk about that much.
Oh,
Try not to.
Yeah, if you grew up in the 80s
Michael
and 90s.
Stipe.
Yeah.
What
If you grew up in the
loser.
80s and 90s, fuck REM. It's like, I couldn't stand when that came on MTV. And it's like all
Still
that
can't.
was on.
Still can't.
Oh, great. Here we go. I'm going to go get some fucking Doritos. Like, it's time to walk away from the TV. Couldn't fast forward that shit.
No, nobody nobody likes REM. REM didn't like REM. That's what they talked about. The shit they talked about all the time. They hated themselves. So Tennessee, Alabama.
I'm technically Georgia.
You're technically Georgia, right?
All three.
We're gonna go first up. New year, somewhat new questions. First up, we're gonna say, if you were doing anything else for a living, even in your short-term career, what would it be if you weren't building cars for a living?
I was thinking about this coming up here.
You prepared.
Probably like a chemical engineer.
No, I hate math. I don't like math.
Yeah, math is.
I think it'd be. I was really hard set before I actually kind of fully decide on the car stuff, but I was pretty hard set on aircraft maintenance. So I actually interned at Delta Tech Ops in Atlanta. Their monstrosity that's basically partially under the airport, and then
it's a full-blown city.
It's nuts. So I got to partially help rebuild a Trent 1000 777EX engine for a Boeing 777. So
they let interns do that shit?
They let you move stuff, but can't really wrench on that stuff. So, but it was pretty cool getting to see that stuff because it's mind-boggling until you're actually up on it. I mean, the blades you're talking tens of thousands of dollars a piece. That motor that we were working on was $40 million.
Wow.
And I mean, if one blade, all those blades, like, they're all balanced. And so if one blade's out of balance and you can't rebalance that set, you're scrapping it. You're scrapping that rotation assembly. And you got to put new. So it's just.
I'm good with that, though. Scrap it. Put all new shit in there. We fly way too much. Put all new.
Aviation just frightens me, honestly.
Frightens you.
And the older I get, the more it frightens me. The more experiences I have with everything in life, and realize that, like, when have you come across somebody or something that they've done such a good job at? To think that, like, there's a guy.
Aviation mechanics a different thing.
Are those guys just that good?
You don't come across those guys.
Well, so I'll tell
that
you
much in just.
Am I right?
World.
Like it's like what are people doing that they're just excelling at? Like, what have you done?
Aviation mechanics.
No margin
And that's the only thing.
Yeah.
Bring your car to the dealership. Bring your
No.
car to a body shop. Go to the doctor. Go get an advanced surgery.
No offense to dealer mechanics, but you think a dealer mechanic was on the fence of like, I could go to work for Delta as an aviation mechanic, or I could go down to the local Chevrolet dealer.
You're a Mercedes-Benz.
Totally different world. Totally different world.
No, but I think
Lawyers,
it's engineering level.
High level attorneys, like.
No, they're bad too.
Right. So what I'm getting at is that those are the only people that are good at, like, really good.
Yes, aviation mechanics are.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I have no
maybe they
idea.
are. I don't know.
I'm hoping so.
I have
they're-
absolutely no idea. I have to tell myself that
Okay.
to get on the next plane.
I'll tell you so when I walked in there, this was 2021. Yeah, 2021. So I did two. One was because I took CNC machine in college, and so I went with one on that, and then one with a buddy who's one of their main techs over there. And the first time I went, I walked in with them, and some of the guys were like, "What are you doing here? We don't have any young people working here." And so that was the main thing the whole time I was there. Is like, are you new? Are you working here now? And most of the people on the floor, and I haven't been there for the last couple of years, things could completely have changed, but a lot of the guys on the floor are from that baby boomer generation coming back from the military, and that was their way to get in the industry or transition from military to normal
They've
life.
all been there 25 years.
And they have an immense amount of experience. And the biggest thing that I've noticed when I was there, Delta does a really good job trying to recruit people from a lot of technical college, certified technical colleges and stuff. But if we don't have techs to get in there early enough to, and going back to your point earlier, listen to these guys who have been in the industry for years, who have so many tricks up their sleeve when it comes to diagnosing issues on engines, like that industry, I think we've seen it a little bit with the automotive industry and collision and maintenance, but that industry it's huge. I mean, it's huge how much it impacts the economy. And like, we don't have just the awareness to call or to high schools to basically say, like, this is a career path you can take. It's always 4-year college, 4-year college, 4-year college. And I think that's fine. But for people like me, I would have been more interested in that. And it pays astronomically well.
Yeah.
The guys working there, if Delta hires you to begin with, I mean, they're like Chick-fil-A. They're hiring you for your how you handle yourself, your integrity, how you go about stuff. Because when you're working on stuff like that, it's high stress, but you can't make a mistake. I mean, they do a very good job with FAA. Every time you do a task on a motor, on a check sheet, they got like a couple guys that run around the plant. They got to come over, inspect what you did, stamp it, and then you go on the next task. So it's not like you rebuild a whole engine. Let's just say like a car engine. You can't just put the pistons in and go ahead and put the heads on. You can put the pistons in, and then you got to wait for that guy to come back, look at it, certify it, and then you can put the heads on. So they do.
And you don't think that guy, like, that his girlfriend or wife's bitching at him,
Stop. I got to fly again.
or like blowing his phone up. And he's like, oh, son of a bitch, Becky. God damn it. And he's not focused on.
No, never happens.
It just makes me nervous because I know society as a whole.
Never happens.
I think
what you're scrolling Instagram and
Nope.
Yeah. What you're saying though,
Not in aviation.
is that if
I
things
keep telling myself.
if things just progressed exactly the way they were, I want to take AI out of the mix and say we just keep progressing on the way we are, and there's no major advancements, and that group of people sort of just retires.
Word.
And they disappear.
We can't do anything.
You're not flying on a fucking plane.
You
in
can't
15
fly.
years.
You can't drive. You can't do anything.
As
Can't even
I'm
have
thinking,
AC at the house.
As I'm thinking through that, it's honestly our saving grace. Like, there's a reason it's coming now, and that's going to be the thing. Like, there's not going to be some dude in 15 years that's just an aviation mechanic that's passionate and on the ball with it.
And we
in my
do have,
opinion.
we have those guys like it.
Well, how do you fly then?
Because AI is going to.
AI is going to what?
It's going to instruct.
AI can't build an engine.
Yeah, but it's going to instruct those individuals.
If they didn't give a shit from the written instructions, they're not going to give a shit for AI.
Dude, there's going to be.
It's not going to. AI is not going to solve shit.
Fucking glasses and like gloves and shit, dude.
Fuck you.
Just-
AI is.
So then you're
AI,
just not going to fly? You think that we're just going to correct course?
Well, you're not going to have to worry about flying because of AI. We are done in 3 years. Fully done.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well,
Iverson's got a lot on his shoulders.
I mean, like,
If there's no human beings that can do the task, AI doesn't fix that.
it helps a lot, dude. Like,
So AI is going to help a dummy that's getting the text from his wife.
they have programs now coming out. I've seen it in the automotive industry with some of the maintenance stuff where you got those
Glasses
things,
That's
and
how
it picks out. It's a program that they can write, and it'll pick out where that part goes, what that part. I saw one guy on Instagram the other day, and he was looking at an electrical harness. It wasn't showing the motor, but he was looking at the engine bay, and it showed him where the harness was and where that connector was. And
it's stupid.
You know,
that's how they.
So it's just giving this. It's making stupider people have the instructions.
It's going to walk you through that, and it's going to sort of.
It's going to make up for that experience.
That's how. I mean, machinery, dude. That's how the maintenance programs work now. Like, they don't just send guys out. Like, you have the majority of the maintenance that you're going to do on like a high-end piece of machinery.
It's going to tell you what's wrong.
It's going to be through glasses, and you're going to go through it, and they're going to observe it. And you don't think that, like, at this point, like, that's been around for 10, 12 years. Now you don't think that that's channeling all through AI, and that it can just sort of observe that all, take it all in, and then relay that information and just sort of.
You're not saying that's a better thing. You're just saying it's good.
It's the thing, because, dude, doing this isn't hard, but knowing if you have to do that inside of some fucking jet engine and where to do it is the tricky part. You know, that's where it's gonna.
But you think that progression stops at just making those humans better at their tasks?
I don't think it's going to make humans better at their tasks. It's just going to make it's going to get the task done. I think
it will make the human better at their task because they know the task better.
What as you're talking, you're going to lose this generation of guys that have the tribal knowledge and the actual skill set to do it with their own hands and their own mind, and that it's going to pivot to that on these high level things.
And I think,
but it would be better to have a new generation learn those tasks.
Yeah,
I
just don't.
And we do have people coming in that I've met who are like the Chip Foose of the aviation industry, and they are like ridiculously sharp, and they're in their 30s. They're out there. It's not as common anymore because I don't personally. When I went through school, a lot of what I was recommended was 4-year college, whether or not you wanted whatever degree. It was just 4-year college is going to help you be successful. I don't disagree with that, but it depends on what field you go into. Like for me, I'm very hands-on. I grew up with both my grandfathers owning that property out in Lexington. He did a lot of farming. He was a pharmacist, and we were always outside moving equipment around or farming and stuff like that. And so that's kind of where I came from, and that was just natural for me that I want to do stuff with my hands. And so like I interned with some engineers looking at like mechanical engineering, civil engineering. After like the first week, I'm like, this is not for me. I need to find something else. And so that was during building the Mustang, and I was still kind of about the car stuff, and then maybe looking at this aviation stuff. And there's guys out there. It's just I think we could do a better job explaining to new and up and coming students that are coming in, going from high school to college, is like there are these trades out here. It's like what micro. I told my dad, I'm like, I'd love to do a podcast with him and just be like, this is where I came from and this is where the gap is, and there is a gap. And I think some schools are doing a good job, but like I think overall as a country, people need to do a better job of representing the trades in a more respectful manner, because if we don't, it's going to be detrimental to.
Well, Mike, you've heard it right here tonight. This is a call to action to Mike Rowe. We've been sort of toying with it. He's probably going to end up coming on the podcast.
He needs to. I think
whether or not he comes in person or it's a Zoom. If he doesn't, it's sort of
on him.
It's almost on him. It's sort of like a fuck you to the whole younger generation.
Kind of a reflection of his true.
Right. Exactly. So I'm sure he'll come to his senses.
Josh can make that happen?
I doubt it.
I can't.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to yet. If I could.
Have you here for?
I have no idea. I question that a lot.
Didn't somebody see him at the airport somewhere? Who saw him at the airport? Somebody saw him.
I don't know. What do you think? We can keep going. We're going to go.
Next question.
Okay.
Next standard question.
Next standard question. Or it's going to be a topic we recur, though.
Yeah, 2026, Mike Rowe's coming on the podcast.
Anybody that can make it happen, make it happen.
If he cares about the future of the country.
If Mike Rowe cares about the country of the United States of America, he should come on this podcast. We've got a great whiskey. That Nobel. It's good. We've had it on here.
Okay. Just without Mike Rowe.
Yeah, Mike wasn't here. We had it. He didn't. He wasn't here. Next up, we'll go to first car. This is a little outside of our wheelhouse. We generally have trouble with this generation of vehicle, but we're gonna try. We're gonna ask a few questions first. So you're 26. So like,
Is this
carry
where
the
we're at?
one? So you're
I
20,
graduated in
2018.
high school.
Good
God.
grief.
I don't think you're gonna get it, but
I know I won't. I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
It's
2018.
It's something to get. I mean,
did y'all ask Bryce and Tyler when y'all had them on? What was theirs?
They
I don't
haven't.
remember.
They don't have a driver's license.
Oh,
yet.
yeah, I don't
They
remember.
haven't got their first car.
I don't remember
Dude,
yesterday,
yeah.
let alone that podcast.
basically, yeah.
You have to go back and listen.
basically like John Dutton's son. He's on 800 acres. Growing up with 800 acres.
2018
It's some. It's a
was when you graduated.
Yeah, high school.
a hand-me-down
Ram
vehicle
3500.
from a family
Was it
member.
was it a gift or did you buy it?
I bought it.
Was it
The
something?
very first car I
Was it something you
bought.
sought after, or was it just a means
Was
of
this?
transportation?
Oh, hold on.
sought
Very
after.
key piece of the very first car you bought. Was the very first car you bought your first mode of transportation?
No.
A little
The very first mode of transportation
Well, that's
is
what
no
we're-
longer with us,
Okay, yeah.
unfortunately.
well that the
It
first
never is.
the first
Never. That's what we're asking.
the first mode of a lot of people have bought their first car at all types of ages to build
we're
something,
talking
but
first
the first mode
First
of
mode.
transportation,
It's actually, I still have it, so you're good.
the first mode of transportation. Okay, and that was a gift or a hand-me-down.
It was my dad's truck, and I basically started driving it.
Okay, so it's a truck.
Yeah, which we knew
So we
because
got
I
that.
said he's
Right.
an 800
Oh, yeah, we were going with
Georgia.
truck.
It's
I
a
figure I'd give
utility
you at least a
vehicle.
little bit of a...
Yeah.
But we'll handle the first car bought after.
Dad had it. 2018. So you're probably late 90s. Dad wore it out. Grandpa's got a fucking C10 in the yard. So it's
What
a
year
Chevy
was the
family.
Cat Eye Chevrolet?
That's what I was going with.
Was it? Was that 2012?
I think it was up to 15, prior to 15.
I'm going single cab long bed OBS 4x4.
2003 to 2006. Really? Oh wow. All right, I'm off.
That's where I'm at.
I was thinking 2012. You're saying what?
Well, no, sorry. I'm gonna push it. I'm still going with the same
I'll give you-
thing, but it's the next gen.
My dad's an engineer, so think about that. He's very...
Something safe. Fucking Volvo.
The Volvo didn't do a truck. I was going to go Volvo too, but I put it through my head. Volvo and Saab didn't do a truck.
Yeah, Hilux.
Damn, Dad's an engineer, so it's something.
There's no way you were tooling
Taco?
around. You're no way you're tooling around.
Yeah, I think I got it.
Go ahead.
Taco.
A what?
Tacoma.
No, it's a Titan. Full size. I'm going Titan. I said there's no way you were tooling around North Georgia in a Honda Ridgeline.
Hell no.
But
Dude, you get
hey, I know. That's why.
up.
Yeah.
Nor are you in a Toyota, I feel like.
Toyota's different.
Is it?
Toyota's accepted
All right,
down there.
What's your
Yeah.
what's your pick?
Hunter Green Taco.
Tacoma.
Yeah.
I'm going Nissan. What was the full Nissan Titan? Full size. Going Nissan Titan. Maroon.
Yeah, but
I'm going Maroon
that's
Nissan
not
Titan.
something you keep around. Once that goes, you pitch it.
It's a V8. It's a V8. Thing lasts forever. Horrible gas mileage, but lasts forever.
Fuck, I don't know. Then I'm bowing out. I got yeah.
If you ain't got it, you ain't got
Yeah.
it. Sometimes you don't.
The
Sometimes they don't
engineer-
speak
the
to you.
engineer thing threw me off.
Yeah.
Because Volvo didn't make a pickup.
That is, it might be a Volvo on a Chevrolet frame. A four-wheel drive
What is
Volvo.
Unimog.
2006 Tundra.
Oh, I was right there.
You were.
close. V8 TRD package. That was
Yeah, pretty close.
his truck.
Pretty close.
Good truck. I did say full size.
Hit 3 deer with it. Still going.
When
60, one at 40, and one at 30.
I'm not even going to ask the music question because absolutely no way I know any music in 2018.
Yeah, I'd be curious. So what are you listening to when you're rolling in that? You're on the back road. You got, at that point, you're not working, so maybe you got a girlfriend in there, and you are feeling good. You're cranking the music.
During 2018?
Yeah, in that truck.
Classic rock. Just like, I mean,
Skinner?
Are you familiar with 97 Won the River?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, it's all the things.
As of lately, it's been more of the modern country-ish kind of stuff, like trying to think of someone. Not like, Florida and Georgia line.
Thank you.
Just more of the modern guys that are coming up. So,
Little Morgan Wallen.
Yeah.
All right.
Red Clay.
Little Jelly Roll.
Red Clay Strays. Isn't it good?
Not modern enough. I mean, that's not modern.
Yeah, good new country.
Okay.
Jason
classic rock.
Yeah.
There
I
is.
don't want to know what classic rock is though, because it could have been like what came out when we were.
Classic rock is
it's always
classic rock.
Yeah,
it's just
grunge.
It doesn't
At least
continue
on
to
that,
get more classic. It's just always in that genre.
It's always the same stuff.
Yeah, grunge should be classic rock, but it's not.
Did everybody skip that, or is that coming back around?
I think there's just 90s, like 90s rock.
A lot of kids wearing like Nirvana T-shirts and Sublime T-shirts.
Yeah.
But I don't know that the music's
My wife's hoping it comes back.
Yeah. Yeah, she's into that.
There's a concert, something summer of '99.
Concert?
Yeah.
Around here?
It's like Limp Bizkit. There's like 10 bands.
Really?
You'll see like 8 of them.
We should go see that. All right. Next up, a new one. New as of late last year. Banger of a question. You're young. You're new. However, this is going to tell a lot about, who you draw inspiration from and who you are interested in. If you have the money and you're going to have somebody build you your dream vehicle, what is it and who's building it? Unlimited budget.
That's a difficult one.
Except Troy already ruled out, right? Nobody can answer Troy anymore. Right. Troy's actually, at this point in time, Troy's gone out of business. He's retired.
You said unlimited budget. He's still above that.
He can break the unlimited budget, right? First vehicle that pops to your mind. That's the most honest way to do it.
Start with the vehicle. What's the thing you want to build?
I gravitate towards.
And then who's the guy that maybe you would kick that to build it? You're a car guy. You got to have one thing that you're like, this is what I want.
I kind of gravitate towards the early Shelby cars and the GT40.
Cool. Okay, who builds it?
Oh yeah, who does build something like that? Honestly, you give that to like Canepa. Like you don't build that, you restore that.
I mean, honestly, it'd probably be Roadster Shop, just the way you were talking about how you are going to do that Pantera. I mean, that kind of the
number. That's a hey.
I like that.
You're back in good graces. Good answer.
Yeah, thanks for
that's
that
good. Great answer. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know who else would. I mean,
so you're that style, but take it with some modern touches.
Something that no one's ever seen. Like, yeah, I mean, it was kind of like that 67 Fastback I told you. Like, I want to do if I could find a client for, is channel that car similar like what Jonathan did with the 69 and put that new GT500 motor in it. Just get it sitting right. I think y'all did. Was it the 65 or 66 that y'all did? That was dark blue, the Kona blue one that was sitting on the ground with the flares. That's the kind of
look.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those perimeter frame Mustangs make for good cars.
Yeah.
Narrow cars though, man. When you're
they are. Yeah.
Like
tiny.
Yeah. Shockingly.
But that'd probably be my.
That's cool.
I just gravitate towards that just because. I mean, just the history behind it, but I'd also want to do it where it's very Ferrari kind of inspired, maybe just with like the mechanical openness of the aspect, the drivetrain and stuff like that. But
no budget, you'd do Mustang over GT40?
Maybe GT40.
Yeah, GT40.
Yeah, that's the race car Ford. The one they won Le Mans with and all that stuff.
Engines in the back or in the
It's in the back, yeah.
Like
I don't know if you know much about the Ford GTs and stuff.
A little bit.
I like the 06 GT. A friend of ours has one. and I like that one.
Everybody has a Ford GT.
More
I don't know how many times we have
one.
people on here.
I'm not as big of. I like the look of the new one. I'm not that big of a fan.
Everybody's got the new one.
I'm just not that big of a fan of the 6-cylinder. V8 is.
Yeah, 6-cylinder is a downfall.
Fucking supercharger on there. That's a car right there.
Yeah. It's still kind of like an old Ford, though. What kind of key does that have?
Explorer-esque.
Explorer-esque.
I like your style, dude. Those are
That would be a
cool
great
stuff.
style build.
I mean, if I get my hands on a client that wants to do another Shelby, that's what I would do is get a chassis, channel that thing, drop that GT500 motor in.
Well, you're going to get a chassis regardless of what they want to build from here on out. That's set in stone. You're in the family now. It's like, this is literally like the mob. Once you're in, you can't get out.
You get boxed out.
We'll fucking kill you.
Yeah.
We can edit that out.
Dude. Seriously. Last but not least, everybody's favorite. Although, from this last, let's see, what are we at? 3 hours and 20 minutes. I'm going to have to say that this is going to be boring and
Because he
absolutely zero excitement.
Because he hasn't been arrested.
Because he's too good of a person. What's your most memorable law enforcement interaction story?
I knew you were going to ask
That's
that
gonna be
coming up here. And
that's going to be a seatbelt ticket.
I'm going to be 100% straight.
Rollerblading without his helmet on.
I don't have any
interactions.
The only one I've had.
You're a good person.
The only one I've had. It's a lame story.
Jaywalking warning.
No. This was one that I basically called them.
That's the word. Don't tell that story.
Dude, I was not wearing it. I was going. I knew I should have put it on.
I just want to let you know I did 3 miles with no seatbelt.
This was on someone else, but yeah, I mean, yeah.
You called on somebody else. What were they doing? Was it worthy of?
We live on a cul-de-sac road, so because we didn't have we had the shop. I normally come home. I park we got like a 32-foot enclosed trailer, park it on the street, and then I'd go down the drive, turn around, come back, all that. So I go down.
Drive that home every day?
Well, like if we had a car and I can't get in my gate, yeah.
It's not a daily.
Not the trailer, but yeah. So I go down there one day and it's like this guy's got, going back to self-awareness, this guy's got everything on his trailer basically spread out. He's got a Bobcat with a mulcher head on the front of it, just sitting there, knowing you can't turn around, all this other crap.
Awesome.
This guy's F450 sitting there too, nowhere in sight, not even there. So I'm like, call Athens, Clark County. I'm like, hey, do y'all do anything with cars just sitting in cul-de-sacs? I can't turn my trailer around. Guy shows up like 20 minutes later. I was like, I don't have anything to do. I'm like, I'd rather nip this guy because this is just stupid. Like, come on, use your brain. So he gets there. He's like, I don't see what the problem is. I mean, you can back in this guy's driveway and turn around and get out of here. I'm like, I can, but have you ever driven a trailer before? I mean, it sounds like you've only driven a boat on a little 2-axle thing. So it's like, I like the truck to move. So he didn't do anything. So I just turned around the guy's yard and left, but lame story.
It's the perfect. It's honestly the perfect. Some things just work out right, you know.
That's how you would have handled that too, right?
No.
If I wasn't as reserved, I would have taken his F450 and left my truck.
2026 might be expanding on 2023 and 2025, and instead of just telling them, they might need to learn a lesson.
Okay.
2026 might mean
like move it.
You've been told
or
too many times.
Maybe it's just you should have known better.
Yeah.
And you don't need to be told.
There's no more telling.
You're just going to correct the situation.
Oh yeah, in that situation, the situation would have been corrected. Left with you were told in 23 and told in 25. Obviously,
you didn't learn.
What do you tell a chick with 2 black eyes? Nothing. You didn't told her twice.
Way to double down on that. Touch on the like everybody's favorite question.
Which is what?
You can ask it. This has no merit. This is going to be a sidebar.
I might throw in a third.
He doesn't even know who they are.
Go for it.
Who? What? What am I missing?
Burt Reynolds,
Oh,
Sylvester Stallone,
Yeah.
or Ronald Weasley.
Did y'all add Ronald to it?
Yeah, that's for you.
Bert.
This is Georgia, man. You,
Southern.
I set you right up. Walked right into that one.
Dude,
It's-
they are-
I didn't
what
think you'd
flag?
know.
What tag is on the front of the Bandits car?
Who's who on?
Georgia State flag.
I'm a definite Stallone guy.
Okay.
Big time.
Yeah,
So is
Stallone
Phil.
all the way.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
of
currently.
course.
They're currently
Wrong
making
again.
a movie about making the movie that was Rocky 1. That's going to be a blockbuster fucking blowout.
Mm-hmm.
They like when have they made it? Have they made a movie about making the movie that was not that good of a movie? That is, what the fuck is the movie with? What's his name?
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you walk yourself right off in this hole. It's 50% of the fans. 52% of the fans, actually. But
Keep
What
your eye
was it?
out. Keep your eye out for that movie, though. Have you seen that?
no, I haven't. Nobody's seen
They're
it.
doing a whole.
It's gonna be an indie
It's
flick.
under wraps right
Probably
now.
on Hulu.
No, it's all.
That's
over
probably on
It's
Hulu.
all over Instagram. There's going to be like a legit movie coming out about the making of Rocky 1.
Stallone in it?
I don't know if he's got a part in it.
It would have
No, of course not.
It's about him.
It's things about people all the time. That's no merit. That's a worthless piece of advice or piece of
I don't think
content.
so. I think that carries a lot of weight, dude.
Because how many movies are they making about Sylvester Stallone?
Made one about Johnny Cash. Well, they're making that about Sylvester Stallone.
No, it's about the movie.
That was him. They're making it about him making the movie. It's not about Rocky.
What are
It's
they
about
calling it?
him.
101 tries?
It doesn't matter what they're calling it.
Is that the name of it?
It doesn't matter what they're calling it.
If you do,
It's about it's
if at first you
literally-
don't succeed, try 100 more times.
until you fucking win.
Yeah, right. I would think that, honest to God, I'm shocked.
It's called Dog Trader.
I'm shocked at you with your winner's mentality that you're not a Stallone fan,
I am a Stallone fan.
but that you would even think to utter the words Burt Reynolds over Stallone.
Oh, Stallone's way better.
Stallone's a fucking winner.
Oh,
dude.
what'd you say?
Burt Reynolds is way better. I know, you did got me.
Stallone
That's
is
a
an
slip.
What's the time?
absolute.
Real quick? I just want to see
Yeah.
that so we can just.
Stallone.
I did mess up.
No, we're gonna keep playing that.
Yeah.
He's a fucking winner, dude. What? Like, I cannot fathom how you are not a Stallone guy. Given given your personality.
Bert's not a rental. Bert is not a winner.
Bert's had a little bit of success with the ladies, right? I'll give him that.
Mm-hmm.
He made a decent film.
A little bit of success with the ladies.
Probably laid it down. Bert laid it
Right.
down a little bit.
Right. More than so.
I
Nobody's
wouldn't-
told stories about anybody like they've told about Bert.
I don't know the story. I don't
Yeah, I've
run
never
with
heard
Bert's
anybody.
crowd.
I think
right?
they named Billy Bob's band after Bert.
Okay. I don't, dude. You're never gonna sway
No,
me.
I'm just saying. In that regards, that's
I mean, he's not like
winning.
Will Chamberlain level.
Well, yeah, we see where that got him, but
You're thinking Magic.
Magic, right?
He's doing all right.
Wilt was 100 or 1,000? I think Wilt was 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Yeah, that gets a little excessive. I think it sort of loses the luster there. But
Hey,
anyway,
I can appreciate a lot of things about Stallone. 100%. I've never said he was. I never said he was like
you've said a lot of hurtful things, a lot of bad things.
only when in comparison to Bert. Only in comparison to Bert.
Okay.
You put him up against most other people. Pretty much everybody else.
So Burt Reynolds, he's just number one. Period.
No, just between those two.
Okay.
But I mean, you can talk about other stuff. Like Swayze was pretty cool
Are y'all going to start two new
in
ones
Roadhouse.
What's that?
Are y'all going to start two new ones for 2026?
We probably need to. I think this has ran its
It's
course.
still got a
Who
little
would you
room
put
to
up
move.
against Tom Cruise if you could?
Anybody?
Me.
Yeah. Tom Cruise is a bitch.
I think I still take Tom Cruise.
I'd fucking whoop Tom Cruise's ass.
Every single person in this entire facility, I would
Yeah.
put up against Tom Cruise.
Who would be the next two if you had to pick two people to start comparing?
That's a good question.
That's good. That
What
is
would be
good.
the genre?
All right, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Speaking of Jean, if you're going to say words like genre. Jean-Claude Van Damme fucked some shit up back in the day, dude. Bloodsport.
Against who?
Anybody? Dude, John, basically undefeated.
I'm
go
I'm with
Steven
you on
Seagal
JV.
pre like 2005.
Okay, I was about to say if you got to preface
He
that.
fell off hard.
Putting on a second Steven Seagal.
Jason Statham.
Jason Statham kicks ass.
Yeah.
I'm a Jason Statham fan. I'm with
He
you on
could
that.
be typecast more than Vinny.
But he did hang. He's hung in the saddle with the typecasting
Long time.
a little much.
Yeah. He's done well
You
with
know
it.
what you're getting?
But he's
Yeah, you do.
He's riding it. You can't fault him for that.
I know, but he only one that's done it worse is, and somebody that I was really a big fan of back in the day was Liam Neeson.
Yeah,
Liam
but
Neeson's
dude,
now it's just
Liam
like
He's got a
Neeson-
special set of
copy and
skills.
copy and paste, copy and paste, copy
him
and
at
paste.
87 years old, like kicking dudes' asses.
It's not believable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I mean, I'm trying
it's
to
a
think
good.
of-
That's a really good question.
Jason
Who?
wouldn't be a bad one, but
And who would you offer one up?
Throw
Dude, for
Arnold in there.
Arnold never did much for me, honestly. Like, I like him in, honestly, him in Pump and Iron is the best Arnold. Just Arnold
That's
is
a good-
Arnold
That's a great Arnold.
is the best
A
Arnold.
little weirdo in there, but it's great. It's the best
Yeah,
Arnold. I'm with you 100%.
But I was never like Arnold as a movie star fan. And we met him, remember? And he was an asshole.
Yeah.
When did y'all meet him?
We ran into him when he was filming True Lies. We were in
That's
Florida.
an amazing movie.
Yeah, and we ran into him.
Amazing movie.
He's a dickhead.
He was fucking working, dude. He didn't get time to fuck
we
around
were
with
in,
you.
we were just walking around down the street. It was in some store.
Oh,
It was,
He doesn't have.
Get to the chopper.
right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Don't judge him by that.
And he got political and stuff. Like,
yeah.
he should have just kept lifting weights.
Danny Glover.
Yeah, we saw Danny Glover. Remember, that was cool.
That's a really good question. I don't know who.
got y'all now.
Huh?
I got y'all now.
You do.
Yeah, 'cause
You do. There's
well,
not a
you
lot
don't
of.
have any of those. Like Dolph Lundgren was a bit like if you're looking at like again, I use this term a lot, toxic masculinity, like the 80s, 90s, just fucking ripped ass like action heroes.
I've got
Fucking
one.
Chuck Norris, but he wins.
Well, yeah.
I've got you one,
Chuck
but I
Norris is
won't.
overplayed though. You know, like
I've got one, but I will not say it on air
Oh, you're gonna have to wait.
It's gonna be
because
Tinch, isn't
no,
it?
because this is worse than Burt and Stallone,
what's that?
but on a totally different level that we would get. Yeah,
Lose some followers for.
this is. We're gonna cut this part out at 3. This is
I was just listening to something. It was an interview with Dolph Lundgren, and he's actually pretty well spoken. And the guy was asking him like,
he's
so
a super smart guy.
yeah, really sharp.
Yeah,
He's like a insane physicist.
physicist is exactly where I was going. Yeah,
So he's asking like back in the day, like, did you ever like use any supplement? Was there any like steroid use? And he's like, yeah, I mean, I tried it like a little bit back then. Like, so you tried it, like, how often would you? I mean, it's sort of like often I might dabbled for like, well, like how long? Like a little bit, like 10 years, just kind of like
just recreationally.
just
daily dabble.
I had to get big for my roles. Quit asking me those stupid questions.
But yeah, we don't have any. I mean, currently, who's out there? Well,
There's
you had
nobody
like
out.
John Cena, ran as of course The Rock was out there, but he, it gets a little out.
Nobody. There's nobody that's lived up to the hype of those two. That's why it's really the perfect question that can't be replaced.
Right.
Is
Because nobody competes with him.
and there's so many.
I don't know who
Differences.
I don't know who else you'd bring into their arena. If there's not a lot of
JCVD is a solid. third.
JCVD could definitely come in.
He has like 3 positives and a list of negatives.
Just at the silk shirts, like the splits, got a little weird.
Out of if you want to take all 3 of those and just say who's the most feminine, who's always going to win. Now, great Volvo commercial, the Volvo truck commercial.
Yeah,
The splits on the
top.
yeah.
But in the reality,
So fake.
in reality, he's the dude that'd whoop your ass out of all 3 of those. Like in reality,
To right now.
outside of the movies. Oh, even right now, yeah, sure. Like I'm sure Stallone learned a few things about punching.
I would go up against JCVD before I would go up against Stallone today, right now. Right now, today, 100%.
I mean, JCVD is a legit martial artist.
No, he's artist. He's not a legit martial artist fighter. It was like a performance.
That, dude.
Hey, he did one step above like ribbon dancing and stuff. It was literally
river dance.
ribbon. Like ribbon
I'm not
arts.
fighting JCVD.
I hope he doesn't listen to this. You better lock your doors.
At this point,
All right, well,
nobody's listening.
We'll end it at this because I would say that if you had to put him in line, if you in real life, an actual physical fight, Burt Reynolds is getting the shit kicked out of him by almost everybody.
Wait, what era? What era?
In his prime, Burt Reynolds is going down. He's taking a fucking dive.
You're
crazy. Anybody I would pick a random guy out of a bar. And
do you realize how much bigger Burt Reynolds is in real life than Stallone?
Stallone's jacked, dude. He's fit. And
how
he's
much
got
bigger?
Burt's just
training.
tall.
What
He
does that
played
matter,
pro
dude? You're
football.
tall too. I'd kick your ass.
He played pro football. He was tough.
Dude, let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
We make points here.
Yes,
Let's be real.
again.
Burt Reynolds in a hand-to-hand, like a bar fight. Burt Reynolds is taking
wins.
a dive first. Stallone he's going to put up a fight. He's going down second. JCVD is winning it. As much of a fan as I am of Stallone, JCVD is winning the bar fight, dude.
JCVD steps in between the two of them and says, "Guys, we don't need to fight. We don't need to fight."
I think that's crystal clear.
You think JCVD wins out of all three of those?
Yeah, he's a trained fucking fighter, dude. It doesn't even matter if you blinded him, if you threw something in his eyes.
You can throw sand in his eyes.
Wow.
You're going to take a head kick from him. The kick is, you don't expect the kick. That's the thing.
And
It's not real.
With him,
He's not any of that. He's a gymnast. He's not a fighter.
you're going to take a head kick from JCVD. You think you could telegraph that? You could see that coming?
He could tell me, "I'm about to kick you in the head." I'd say, "Go ahead, kick me in the head." He doesn't have any power.
I'd love to, and then he just kicks the shit out of
Yeah, it
him.
would be cool to see.
He's not doing JCVD. It's
Maybe I'm
art.
wrong. Maybe
It's
I'm
art.
wrong.
Look it up.
I'll look it
It's
up.
well known.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Stegall.
Just all doing his little.
But however, even as weird as that kind of stuff is, there is legit.
What is it? What's that thing called? Akimbo.
Akimbo.
I don't know what it's called.
There is a thing in it. Now some of those videos are a little hyped on the throwing of the person by the finger.
They're like
But he's also a big old boy.
All right. I'm still.
There's no other better.
I wouldn't. I would never bet against Stallone, but we're talking bar fight here. If we're putting money on it, I think JCVD.
One last question, and then we're gonna go.
Yep.
In this bar fight, how many shots does Stallone get? Is it 100?
Punches?
Because I'm sure after 101, like he'll land one after enough times tried.
Well, it doesn't matter.
You
dude.
can't
That's the
knock him
thing
down.
about him. Yeah, he'll take.
It doesn't matter
He'll
how
take
many.
100 and he'll keep coming.
Oh, I love this question.
We're just getting started on this.
First of all, we're going to talk about the whiskey. However, my biggest takeaway, I'm not going to listen to anybody else come on here or, other interviews or out talking when they're like, "Oh, the younger generation." That's done. All right. Yeah. No more talking about the younger generation can't do this, won't do this, doesn't do this. Where's the hot rod industry going to go? Conversation's over. I'm questioning
good hands.
What the hell happened in the last 5, 6, 7 years, because not only are every single one of you guys, all the ones that we talked about today, the quality's there, the work ethic's there. You've all laughed. We all talked about the same thing. What's work-life balance? You just got to get it. You got to show up. You got to do this. Showing up with multiple cars back to back to back. You don't want to be a one-hit wonder. And the quality is absolutely outstanding. This is no bullshit because you're here. You wouldn't be here if the quality was. If it was just, if you would have been judged on a bell curve where it's like, "Oh, that's pretty good for a young gun. Oh, it's pretty good for a newcomer." And then it would have been like, "That's pretty good for a newcomer." And when you get to a certain point, then we'll talk to you.
It's just pretty good at any level.
It's really good at all levels. After all that positivity, what I'm saying is the thing that I'm so blown away by, all the ones that we talked about, checking all those boxes, and every single one of y'all's heads is screwed on straight. Like, it's so positive, doing things the right way, smart, way smarter than us, way better people than we are, that completely in good hands.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I know we've talked about a lot of shit on this.
Well, the early days of the podcast, it came up a lot. Everybody was sort of concerned. Where are we going? Kids aren't interested in cars. Where the hell's the industry going? Who's going to step up?
No worries.
Yeah. You guys are kicking ass, man. You got a hell of a company.
And doing it the right way.
Hell of a product. Again, very impressed, dude. Very impressed with the product that you build and you in particular. And just
thank you.
Keep it up, dude. Can't wait to see what you come out with next.
All of y'all's parents, yours included, should be applauded because the last, whatever this generation, it would be considered, whoever's out there in their mid to late 20s, every time they've come on this podcast, the cars that they're building, the vehicles that they're building, the trucks that they're building, like y'all are raised right. It's
yeah, I mean, a little side story real quick, a little bit why my parents have been supportive of that is my dad, when he was growing up, he wanted to get into that NASCAR pit crews, that's what was going on at the time when he was going through high school and stuff. And so that was
he could gone down and worked for Awesome Bill from Dawsonville.
That was his dream, was to work for get into NASCAR and stuff. And so when I told him I was interested in doing this fastback, he was like, I'll help you do it if you're serious about it. And that was it.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, I think to get a good solid foot in the industry, I mean, having great parents make the process easier. I'm not saying if you don't have that, you can't do it by any means, but having good solid mentors that you can lean on, especially when you're making business decisions and you're making financial decisions that are going to be impactful long-term, are critical. And so, yep.
Well, hats off to you, man. I'm really excited to see what's coming next. Yeah. And
I'll have it at Good Guys all this year, so
check him out.
Can't wait to be out there and see it, man.
Thomas Dickerson, Thomas
Performance
Design, Performance Engineering. See, I got it right.
There you go.
We're going to talk about the whiskey before we head on out. We get in trouble when we don't do the reviews. This is a new one. This is Coal Pick Distillery.
I feel like we would probably be fine not doing it.
It's
personally not a huge fan.
It's different.
It's pretty harsh.
Yeah,
it's pretty harsh.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was harsh on the alcohol. It was harsh on the
all of it.
I think it's the toasted.
Maybe the toasted. I haven't had any toasteds that I'm blown away with, but there's nothing about it that was a positive for me. So I'm not a fan.
113 proof.
But it was. I don't think it was the proof. I think it was the toast. It's 5-year, 113, weeded, like had all the things that it should have been. I think it's it's like that. I think it's the oak. The toasted gives you that too much oak, which we've learned makes you feel like it's too hot, but it's not.
Whatever it is, without going into deep tasting notes, it's a don't buy it for me. I will not buy it. That is not going in my collection.
No,
I don't even like.
Who did buy it?
I didn't even like the bottle.
I bought it. It was a shot. It was a try. It's an age statement distilled in Kentucky. You take a shot and see.
Let's just go back to Phil buying the bottles. He's been delivering some pretty good bottles.
I knew it was going to turn into something. It was worth a shot. You never know.
It's well documented, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure there's a new bottle here every single week.
I
no
have
problem.
2 downstairs. I bought one for you.
I know you did. But you were also an hour late to the podcast, so I had to fulfill. So what do you mean to do?
Take care of
Business, files, all these kinds of things.
See you again next week.
See you again next week.